Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a discussion video to serve as an epilogue to the Super Smash Bros. Brawl commentary we had a few months back. Spring suggested the idea of making a Dream Smash roster, and I obliged it. And I was like, "Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. We should do it." So, but there are some conditions on what Dream Smash roster would be. Spring, you want to run over those conditions?
Certainly. So, first things first, good evening, everyone. Glad to have you on board for this video. So, the conditions for this roster. First things first, it's a 100-character roster. Not to say we couldn't go over 100, I think we most certainly could, but we had to have a limit somewhere, so we limit at 100-character roster. When it comes to counting the characters, we are separating Echo Fighters, so Echo Fighters count as their own individual character, unlike what the Smash Brothers Ultimate website does. And when it comes to the switchable characters, or the Miis, which is the Pokemon Trainer, Pyramithra, and the Miis, they also count separately. So Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard, Mii Gunner, Mii Sword Fighter, Mii Brawler, Pyramithra, they also are their own separate characters, so they each take one slot. And the other unspoken rule is just no fourth party characters.
Yeah, absolutely. No Gokus, no SpongeBobs, no Shreks, and most out of all, no Lupin the Third.
Peter.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say. Joining me, I have Spring and Klaus, is like usual, and so where do we really start? Probably with like the series, right? The veterans, who we choose to keep and who we choose to cut. Haha.
Yeah,
So do
because we
start
are cutting
with,
characters too. I forgot to say. Yeah, we are cutting characters. So
Yes.
if your favorite character got cut by either one of us, I apologize in advance in my case, but that's just how the things go.
I also apologize. I initially didn't want to cut anybody, but because I really wanted to make room for some of my favorites, and because this is a Dream Smash roster after all, I decided, okay, I gotta cut a few. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. you know?
Yeah, in an ideal world, we wouldn't cut anyone. Even the characters we don't like, we wouldn't cut them. But again, we have to make room
And
for
I don't
our
dislike
favorites.
anybody. That's the thing.
I at least dislike 2 characters, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I have 3. I initially only had 2, but a last minute addition caused me to cut a 3rd one. You guys know that soon enough.
Alright, so I recommend we start by universe, so it's easier to keep the tabs on things. What do you guys say?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the Mario universe.
Wahoo!
Rhino, since you're the host, you want to go first?
Sure. Although when we are doing like newcomers, can I be last?
Sure.
Yeah, it's just because the last character I chose, I do want to like end with that character, Okay, so Mario. This is actually the one series I actually cut 2 characters because the trend is that going forward, there's only like one other series where I cut a character, but with this one I cut 2, simply because I need to make room. And the characters I cut were Bowser Jr. and Daisy. Now, is it because I hate these characters and want them to die in a fire or whatever the fuck, and they are not worth it being smashed? No, I just don't play with them a whole lot, so that's it. Like, they're fine characters. I appreciate Daisy being included, as an Echo Fighter, and Bowser Jr. with all the alternate costumes and stuff like that. I just don't really play the characters much, and I had to make some sacrifices, so, well, they went. And you may be wondering, why didn't you sacrifice someone like Piranha Plant? Well, the plant is funny, so, yeah.
Yeah, and I love playing Piranha Plant, actually.
Me too, actually. I do like playing as Piranha Plant.
He's Bob all his leaves.
Okay, how about you, Klaus?
Yeah, like in terms of like the cuts, yeah, I also cut Bowser Jr. Let's see who else. Yeah, I think, that's for Mario. Yeah, Bowser Jr. is the only cut I made, but I said that I would like to have Koopa Kid instead, and we can have a Mario Party rep. All right, and so his moveset could just basically For one of his specials, think of it as being kind of similar to like Hero's down special, how they can choose different moves. Koopa Kid's down special is like him hitting a dice block, and he can get a bunch of different effects. Like he could either get coins that can heal him, or he can get orbs that with various effects they can throw at opponents. And just it's just like a Mario Party themed moveset. And of course he can do things like punch people and breathe fire, kind of like Bowser. But then for his like colors is like a green, yellow, and like red Koopa Kid also. And so let's see here. Oh yeah, and then there is an Echo Fighter I would like, and I want Dark Bowser for Bowser. Because the fact that that's not even a costume is kind of like a travesty. And like you could do an original moveset with Dark Bowser to represent more Bowser's moveset in Bowser's Inside Story, but it would just be easier to do an Echo Fighter of Dark Bowser because his design is a little bit different than Bowser. He's not just Bowser, but like blue and dark. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, so your first newcomers are Koopa Kid from the Mario Party series, and as an Echo Fighter, Dark Bowser from Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, correct?
Correct.
Just to help keep tabs on things. Okay.
Yes.
As for me, I actually am the odd one out. I did not cut Bowser Jr. So I kept Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser, you know, the 4 main essentials. I would love to see Peach with a different Final Smash now that she has her own game, Princess Peach Showtime. And I would love Fury Bowser to be added to Bowser's Final Smash. You know, depending on your skin, it could be either Giga Bowser or Fury Bowser. I kept Rosalina and Loom and Bowser Jr. just because I think they have unique movesets and they feel the lack of playable females and villains. However, to help your case, Klaus, I did add another costume for Bowser Jr. alongside the Koopa Links, which was Koopa Kid.
Yeah, Koopa Kid.
So he's still here as a costume.
The kid shall hunt everybody.
And then for cuts, yeah, I cut Dr. Mario, Daisy, and Piranha Plant. Dr. Mario and Daisy, I repurposed them as alternate skins for Mario and Peach, respectively. They still get their own unique voices, Final Smash and Victor animations, like they were an Echo, they're a costume, a more glorified costume, but still a costume. And Piranha Plant, yeah, I like playing as them. They're funny, they're great, but it's a one-time joke, and I need room for other characters, so bye, Piranha Plant.
It's bad.
And as for newcomers, I added Paper Mario to represent the RPG side. I think he has unique visuals, has unique potential for movesets. You can do a lot of different things depending on the game you want to use as a basis. And I added everyone's favorite meme pick, Waluigi. Yeah, I want Waluigi in Smash. And the idea you actually had, Klaus, for Koopa Kid with the dice effect, with the dice block and the effects, I kind of want that for Waluigi because him as the Mario Party rep, I think would also work really well.
Yeah, throwing some Mario sports things there too with this moveset.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's for my Mario. My roster is Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Rosalina, Luma, Bowser Jr., Waluigi, and Paper Mario. So Rhino, what are your Mario newcomers, if you have any?
None.
No Mario newcomers. Very well.
What you'll see from my dream roster is actually I have more newcomers than new characters per series. So a lot of Nintendo series, I just don't have anybody new. I just kept them the same. Why? Because, to be honest, I'm fine with a lot of how the series are represented. Even in terms of movesets, I am generally fine with them, but there is one character I will mention in one of my newcomers, because they're sort of, kind of interlinked. You'll see when I get there.
Alrighty. Since we are on the topic of Mario Universe, Wario and Yoshi, you guys added anything?
Nope.
Me neither. I would love Kamek and Ashley. I think they would both be cool characters. But for Wario and Yoshi, I didn't add anyone else. I think Wario and Yoshi are enough for now. How about Donkey Kong?
Nope. I was thinking of adding Dixie Kong because I think she does deserve it. But because I also didn't want to cut a lot of people, I decided I do want these characters more than Dixie Kong, so sorry, Dixie Kong. Maybe next time.
I didn't touch Donkey Kong either because I haven't played enough Donkey Kong in my life to really say anything about it or want any characters or to cut any characters.
Tropical Freeze is great. You should play it.
I have played it.
Ah, good.
For me, I also did not cut any veterans. I wanted King K. Rool for so long. Yeah, he's not gonna leave my roster anytime soon. I did add Dixie Kong though. So my Donkey Kong roster is DK, Diddy, Dixie Kong, and K. Rool. It's kind of like the Mario roster. You have the main protagonist, the cute sidekick, the main female lead, and then the villain. And I think
Wait a
that's it for
minute,
Donkey Kong.
Luigi's the cute sidekick?
Yes.
What does Luigi taste like?
I don't know. I never tasted a Luigi, nor did I taste a Diddy Kong, so I cannot compare right now.
Oh, damn it.
And for Dixie Kong, yeah, I think she could have still a unique moveset. I do see a mix of both Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong's moves. For example, the recovery, Donkey Kong's helicopter move, for example, I think would fit Dixie Kong. But I also can see her adopting some moves from Tiny Kong, from Donkey Kong 64. Like some variety there. So yeah, I think Dixie can still be a unique character, and yeah, we need more female characters, and she's a very iconic character in Nintendo, especially in the SNES era, which is an era I think we really need more characters for Shatwing.
For Shatwing, ooh.
Okay, we are done with the Mario. Let's move on to the Legend of Zelda. Rhino, veterans.
Didn't touch a single one.
Really?
Kept them all the same. Yeah. I could have cut Young Link and Toon Link, but because when I went into the Stream Smash Bros. Roster, I wanted to cut the least amount of characters possible, I decided, you know what, gotta keep it same. I could have added someone like Midna or Impa, for example, but because my attachment with the Zelda series is not as big as some other series that I have suggested on my newcomers, I decided to just leave it be.
That's fair. How about you, Klaus?
So I cut Young Link and Toon Link, and I added in Ghirahim because in the unpopular opinion, I like Skyward Sword, okay, and I love Ghirahim. He's such a fun character, and another villain character would be fun. Yeah, I really would love Ghirahim, but also like I could see Young Link. They could keep him in if they were willing to rework him and like kind of give him like the transformation mechanic like in Majora's Mask.
That would be interesting.
Something like that would be cool, but it'd be like probably too much work, so not gonna happen.
It's also gonna change like his hitbox and stuff.
Yeah, so that's all I have to say about Zelda. Just give me Ghirahim, and if we have to cut Young and Toon Link to make it happen, let's do it.
For me, I kept Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf with their designs from Ultimate, which means Breath of the Wild, Link, Link to the Past / Link Between Worlds, Zelda, and Ocarina of Time, Ganondorf. I like the idea that they brought in Ultimate of, each Zelda character represents a different game by their design. I also kept Toon Link, just because, again, of the visual variety. I would love if they changed just Final Smash, like something related to the Wind Waker itself, that would have been cool. I did cut Sheik and Young Link. Young Link, because even though I would love for him to have a more mask-based moveset to represent Majora's Mask, there's another Majora's Mask character that I would much rather prefer over him, which is, and I segue to talk about the newcomers I added. I added Impa, Midna, and Skull Kid. Impa, because I think she's an important and recurring Zelda character. I added her with her Skyward Sword design, so we have a little bit of Skyward Sword representation there. I think her Hyrule Warriors moveset could be used as a little basis, and then you just implement other moves from her other appearances in the Zelda games. And for Midna and Skull Kid, I'm biased because they're my two favorite Zelda characters, so I think, just add them. I also think they're very popular, and again, Midna represents Twilight Princess, and Skull Kid represents Majora's Mask. Very two distinct Zelda games. So, and I think they would just be cool. Skull Kid's Final Smash has to be the Moon Assist Trophy thing. That's like mandatory. It's in the contract to have Skull Kid. His Final Smash has to be the Moon, crashing everything.
Doomsday is upon us.
Alrighty, and that's it for Zelda. Now let's go to Metroid.
Ooh, this is an interesting one because I didn't touch it.
So you kept everyone.
No, I kept everyone. Maybe if I had to cut someone, it would be Zero's Samus, but I decided to keep her just because I guess again, and this will be recurring. So I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but I didn't want to cut really many people from this roster, and I decided, Samus, Dark Samus, Ridley, motherfucking Ridley, yes, keep him. I did consider Ravenbeak because I just think he's a really cool villain, not just because he's from a recent game. I mean, Silex would now be all the talk of the town. And, I do like his design, but I kind of want to know the character more. Having played Metroid Dread and seeing Ravenbeak, he's cool, but I decided, nah. There's other characters I want more.
How about you, Klaus?
I didn't touch Metroid. I like it. It's perfect the way it is. Yep.
Okay, so I'm the odd out again because I did touch Metroid. I kept Samus and Ridley. I mean, those two are mainstays. Ridley, like K. Rool, we wanted this character for so long. Yeah, he's not gonna leave this roster anytime soon. I cut Zero Suit Samus just because, I mean, she has a unique moveset. She's not a clone, for sure. But I don't think we need two Samuses. And I did cut Dark Samus. But that's it because I added Raven Beak, actually.
I
I haven't played Metroid Dread yet, but I have seen him. He looks really cool. He's a modern Nintendo character. He's a new villain. And it's funny to have Samus and two of her big enemies. I'm also in favor of a non-Echo Dark Samus. So Raven Beak and a non-Echo Dark Samus could go back and forth. I ended up with Raven Beak just because visually he looks more distinct than just, oh, it's a Dark Samus. So my Metroid roster is Samus, Ridley, and Raven Beak.
All right.
Now for Rhino's favorite, Kirby.
I did consider Bendenity. Absolutely, I did consider him. But I ended up not having him. So I just kept everything the same.
Klaus?
Right. So I actually ended up adding an Echo Fighter. I added in Galactonite for Meta Knight. And I know he has a Galactonite palette swap, but yeah, it's not Galactonite-y enough for me because, you know, Galactonite has a lance and he's got those big feathery wings. And yeah, I just think Galactonite as a proper Echo would be cool, just because his boss fight's really fun in Meta Nightmare, or whatever it's Meta Nightmare Ultra, whatever it's called. But yeah, his costume just could have been done a little bit better. Because it just makes me mad, because it's like, look, we got the Koopalings with all their fancy smancy outfits, but you're telling me we couldn't even get like a nice Galactonite alt? Nice proper one? Yeah, so yeah, Galactonite would be neat.
For me, yeah, I kept Kirby, Meta Knight, and King Dedede. Did not change them. I would just add costumes. I added the classic Kirby for Kirby. You know, something that Star Allies did with the classic Kirby design. The only difference, I would add a whitish pink color a la Dreamland 3. Just to make him, it's easy to separate him from modern Kirby. Like, making the colors a bit more paler, so we know which Kirby we are playing as.
Yeah, I did add... That is important. Yeah. Design thing, yes.
Yeah, I did add Galactonite and Dark Meta Knight as, like, actually more fleshed out costumes for Meta Knight. So there you go, Klaus. And I added Mask DDD as an actual costume, not just a Final Smash. So I thought it'd be cool to just play as DD with the mask on. And for newcomers, yeah, Bendenity, I added him. He's my most wanted first-party character. I think Kirby could use another rep. He would be a unique character with a spear moveset. So yeah, Bendenity, right there. Easiest, one of the very first characters I added. So good old Bendenity, I love him.
Yeah.
And now let's go to Star Fox.
Ooh. Untouched. I think Fox, Falco, and Wolf are already really good representatives. I could have added Crystal, but I just don't know that much about her. I haven't played Adventures, I haven't played Assault, I haven't played Command where she becomes Curse in one of the endings. That's fan fiction. But besides that, no, I think Star Fox, also because it hasn't had that many games and stuff like that, I feel like, yeah, Fox, Falco, Wolf, it's fine. It's fine, yeah.
Yeah, I think the trio of Fox, Falco, Wolf is perfect for now, because now that, well, now the characters are all feel very different from each other, even though they all have, you know, similar moves. They all feel like their own fighters, but I actually would like to add Crystal if Star Fox were to get another game soon, or some kind of revival, because Star Fox at this point is pretty much dead. But so Crystal, I think would be fun as a character, because we don't really have like a designated spear user. All we have is like Byleth, with some of his smash attacks being spears. So Crystal would actually be unique, and she could shoot like lasers from her staff, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like Crystal just to make Crystal fans happy.
Yeah, as for me, yeah, I kept Fox, Falco, and Wolf. I was debating cutting Falco to replace him with Crystal, but I didn't. I kept Falco, so I just added Crystal. So we have 4 Star Fox characters in my roster: Fox, Falco, Wolf, and Crystal. Just because I think Crystal,
one out.
Just because I think Crystal is really just a popular character, and it's a popular newcomer request. I think in the first party side. So just adding her, I think, would just round out some characters nicely. And she has potential to be the more distinct Star Fox character. Not to say that Falco and Wolf are clones. They are not, especially in Ultimate. They are not. They're more distinct. They're more distinct than Fox. But I think Crystal could be even more varied. And I would even add 2 costumes: her Adventures outfit that she uses, that she has as an assist trophy in Ultimate, and her Assault outfit, just because I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
And now let's go to a big one. Oh boy, the Pokemons, the Pokemans. Let's go. How's this gonna be, guys?
Oh boy, I could have fucking easily cut some random bitch from the Pokemon lineup, because as some people know, I hate Pokemon. It's a piece of shit suit. No, I'm kidding. That's the joke. What I actually think is that I'm not the biggest fan of Pokemon. I do appreciate some of the spin-offs like Snap, but in general, like I tried the mainline games with Pearl. Wasn't the biggest fan. Don't care about trying the others. So, but even with that said, I decided Pokemon, you're safe. Everyone's here. No additions, but no removals either.
So yeah, for me, I love Pokemon. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness for the GameCube that I played when I was like 6 years old, and it made it really it changed my brain chemistry forever. That being said, I do actually want to cut some Pokemon because there are some that I want to add. I want to cut Pichu, because playing as a character that hurts themselves every time they attack is just silly. So Pichu's gone. I would also like to, I'm just finding the list here. I want to get rid of Greninja, because I never liked him.
Better nerf Greninja.
Better nerf Greninja out of the roster.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Incineroar too. I do like Incineroar in Smash. I do think he's really fun, but yeah, I just feel like we don't need to keep like some of the like Gen 7 is gone. It's on its way out, you know. It was on its way out ages ago. We don't need to keep him around, even if he is fun. Let's see, was that all the ones I cut? Okay, that being said, now at some point the Generation 5 remakes are going to come out, so I propose another Pokemon trainer, but we have Pokemon Trainer N, who, and he has 3 PS3. Okay, so he was originally gonna have 2 Pokemon, but I decided to add another one to him, because this is a character that I think should have been a fighter back then. So I want him to have Zoroark, Zekrom, and Reshiram as his Pokemon.
He really is a rival. He brings the freaking legendaries to the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea, though. I like that.
Too OP. Give me
Please nerf. Yeah.
Any other Pokemon?
I did. Okay, so if, realistically, the only one I would add would be N. But like, if I were to be like super self-indulgent, I would like Wes from Pokemon Coliseum, and for him to have Espeon and Umbreon. But that's completely unrealistic. So yeah, I'll just go with N on this one.
Just with N. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, you know what's funny? Rhino, you went on saying, "Oh, I'm not a big Pokemon fan, but the Pokemon roster is safe. I didn't cut anyone." Meanwhile, me and Klaus, 2 big Pokemon fans, yeah, no, we're gonna cut some Pokemon out of here. Because for me, okay, I kept Pikachu, Mewtwo, Lucario, and Pokemon Trainer, the Kanto Pokemon Trainer, Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard, just because these are very iconic Pokemon, even outside of gaming. People know who these who these characters are, and they probably haven't played a video game in their lives, but they know who these are. I also kept Greninja. To a lesser extent, I do think this principle still applies, that he's an iconic Pokemon. I'm mostly basing this on that Google poll they did, and Greninja apparently was the #1 Pokemon selected, which is really weird, but I'm gonna use that to keep him in the roster. I cut Jigglypuff because I'm not a fan of Jigglypuff. I kept Pichu, even though I love Pichu, I think he's adorable. Yeah, like Klaus said, him, a character that hurts himself, it's not really fun to play. And there's another Gen 2 rep I want, foreshadowing. And I also cut Incineroar. Like Klaus said, I also like his moveset. In fact, Smash Brothers make me like Incineroar as a Pokemon. But there's other Pokemon that I want more, and like Klaus said, Incineroar doesn't have a lot of staying power. Gen 7 was good at the time, now it's gone, let's move on to something more interesting. And so I added 3 new Pokemon. And it's gonna be biased because it's 3 of my favorite Pokemon.
It's your dream roster.
So, to continue the train of thought that Klaus said, I also added Zoroark. Zoroark, I think,
Yeah.
he's one of my favorite Pokemon, my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. I really wish it got the better treatment. But I think with the mechanic or the theme of illusion could actually be really cool. I think it would fit right in. I remember seeing like an idea. Then you select the Zoroark, but then when you start the match, you're playing as another character until you take enough damage and revert back to Zoroark. That's an idea I saw floating around. I'm pretty sure there's other better ideas for Zoroark. Another one I put was for Alligator. The Totodile line is my it's my favorite starter line. And now that the Totodile was confirmed for ZA, there's potential for Alligator to either get a new form or get a Mega Evolution, since Mega Evolutions are coming back. So that's the perfect time to bring Alligator into Smash Brothers. In this idea, I'm counting that the starters for ZA are gonna get Mega Evolutions, so I'm counting on Mega Alligator to be his final Smash. If he just gets a new form, okay, I use that new form as a standard for Alligator then. So this one has like a little asterisk, depending on what they do in ZA. And last but not least, I added the CGI. But Spring, you just said Gen 7 doesn't have a lot of staying power. Why are you adding the CGI over Incineroar? There's an asterisk.
Why?
There's an asterisk, my dear viewer and Rhino. It's the Insinuant in the CGI, the fighting type the CGI that looks really cool, and I love him, so there you go.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
So yeah, those are my 3 Pokemon picks. For costumes, just one, which should have been there from the beginning. All the shiny colors for all Pokemon. Like,
yes.
you'd think this would be the #1 color scheme they would use. You can count with your fingers how many Pokemon characters have their shining as their ultimate costume. And then just for fun, the Gen 8 and Gen 9 colors for the Pokemon Trainer. So we have all the generations represented in the Pokemon Trainer. Because I like they did that in Ultimate, for example. So yeah, that's my Pokemon roster. Pikachu, the Pokemon Trainer, Mewtwo, Lucario, Greninja, Feraligatr, Zoroark, and Decidueye the Decidueye.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna skip some franchises. I'm gonna go straight to this one. Fire Emblem. Oh boy.
Okay, so Fire Emblem is an interesting series for me because I've heard about this discussion for years, but so far at the time of recording, I've only played one game, which is Awakening, all the way back in 2022. I enjoyed my time with Awakening, but with Fire Emblem, I've always been like, okay, which ones do I cut, which ones I don't, and stuff like that. And this is the final cut of the ones I did. So yeah, I only cut 3 characters, and I decided, sorry, buddy, I don't hate you, but because I want some extra newcomers on my side, I gotta cut you. Corrin. Sorry, your dragon form does not amuse me enough.
And you're keeping everyone else, just Corrin.
Keeping everybody else.
Okay.
Corrin is the only one that's out.
Okay. How about you, Klaus, fellow Fire Emblem fan?
Yeah, so I did something similar, even though I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. I love Fire Emblem. I'm gonna try to play all the Fire Emblem games eventually. But even I would cut Corrin just because Corrin's just inclusion. It was just marketing for Fates, and I don't really like that reasoning. And Corrin does have a unique moveset. I do like Corrin's moveset in Smash, and I do think Corrin's fun to play. But I'm perfectly content cutting Corrin, and I would leave everybody else untouched just because Marth. I mean, he's Marth. He's the original. Then Ike is. Well, Ike. We like Ike, right?
We like Ike. We like Ike.
We like Ike, and I could never cut Roy after he got cut again and then brought back. I have an emotional attachment to him. Mm-hmm. And then Crom and Lucina, Awakening saved, and Robin, Awakening saved the franchise. We got to keep them, and we have to keep Byleth because the 3 Houses is like the most popular Fire Emblem nowadays. So, yeah, and I wouldn't add anybody just because. We have enough anime sword fighters, right?
Yeah.
It's true. As for me, Fire Emblem was actually the universe I had more difficulty selecting the characters because, okay, the first character I cut was Corrin. So yeah, bye-bye Corrin, you're not needed. That was like the easiest cut. My first cut even. Corrin, bye. I kept Marth, Robin, and Byleth. Those were like the 3 ones. I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna keep these 3 for the same reasons you Klaus said. Marth is the poster boy, the de facto mascot, so he's staying. Robin and Byleth represent 2 important Fire Emblem games: Awakening, that saved the franchise, and 3 Houses, the best-selling and most popular game. The only things I would change, just change Byleth's Final Smash. I don't like Byleth's Final Smash. It's lame. I would propose either their critical attack from Free Hopes, where they attack with a barrage of flaming spells, and then they finish off their enemies with a large sword slash, or my preferred one, it's a cutscene Final Smash, and it's an army. You know, the deploying army is a new mechanic in Free Houses, but instead of just nameless soldiers, it's the free classes. There's a variant for Blue Lions, a variant for Black Eagles, and a variant for Golden Deers. And then Ike and Lucina, I kept them because I think they're two of the most popular individual characters. Like Ike, we like Ike. And Lucina, she's one of the most popular, if not the most popular female Fire Emblem character. I do propose a non-Echo Lucina. Either with a different sword playstyle. For example, there's a Smash hack called the Legacy XP that continued, it's Project M. They added Lucina, and her moveset is still with a sword, but it's not a return of Marths. It's actually different. Or just give her a new weapon, like a spear, for example. If you want to get more spear fighters, give her the spear that she has in Heroes, for example. Brave Lucina, which I think is also based in one of her promote classes in Awakening. So you have a more unique Lucina, a non-Echo Lucina, pretty much. And yeah, I also cut Roy and Chrom. I like them. Unlike Corum, I actually like Roy and like Chrom, so I'm sad to see them go, but I needed, again, more room for other characters, and for a special Fire Emblem newcomer that I selected, which is a bit self-indulgent, but I put Kiran, aka the summoner from Fire Emblem Heroes, as like the main character, as like the playable character, because reasons twofold. Yes, I played Heroes a lot. I still play to this day. And also, they represent, oddly enough, the most successful in-house Nintendo mobile game. Heroes is still going strong. Most of Nintendo's mobile games...
interesting.
Yeah, like most of other Nintendo's mobile... And again, I'm saying in-house, so I'm not counting Pokemon Go or any of the Pokemon mobile games, for example.
Yeah.
In-house Nintendo mobile game, that's Fire Emblem Heroes. So I think having Kiran to represent that would be fun. And he's a summoner. They're a summoner archetype, so which means all of their moves are just them summoning Fire Emblem characters to do all the moves. They can fight on their own, they have their own movesets you can customize, but I think having them summon characters for their specials, for example, some sword characters for the neutral B, some mage characters for their side B, stuff like that, I think would work really well and would allow to represent other characters, other classes from Fire Emblem, which I think that's the one area that Fire Emblem is lacking. We have a lot of dudes with swords, so having Kiran and then having Kiran that doesn't have a sword is like the best way. And for costumes, Mask Lucina, please. Kiran has alternate skins from here, so that. And then for Byleth self-indulgent, I put a Yuri costume for male Byleth, a color scheme from Yuri, and then say with me, Rhino, Shaz.
Shaz.
Yeah, a Shaz color scheme for female Byleth. Just because.
Shaz! I should just put the sticker Shaz on the screen right now. Shaz!
Shaz! Hype for Shaz! And that's it for Fire Emblem. Now, let's move on to another JRPG everyone loves, the Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ooh! I do have something to say about this. So I'm keeping Shulk and Pyra and Myth, right? So I'm not cutting anybody. But I am adding one person. A lot of people nowadays are like, oh, add Noah and Mio to Smash because Xenoblade free. Fellas, I enjoy Xenoblade free. I think it's a great game. But there's someone in my heart that I think deserves more, would be very interesting, would bring in a killer soundtrack, if the composer allows it, and should have been selected instead of Corrin. For fuck's sake, why isn't Elma in Smash?
She's definitely the Kiwi lost, huh?
Kiwi lost.
Yeah, so Elma, she's also who I put for Xenoblade. I didn't make any cuts because I like Pyra and Mithra. I think they're really fun. And of course, Shulk is Shulk. So, and Elma would be a blast because if she has 2 guns and she has 2 swords, that's so cool, okay?
Oh my god.
And like her whole moveset is right there because they can just take her arts from the game and just put them in a Smash. And then her final Smash could be like a Skell or something.
Yeah, that would be awesome. What if you could pilot a Skell, or if it was just like a flashy attack or stuff like that? That would be cool. Oh, I do have an idea. I'm not sure if they would do this, but like, would they do one of the alternate costumes the spoiler?
Yeah, I think they would. They would. Okay, come on,
they
don't care. They don't care about spoiling Xenoblade. We've seen that.
Oh, but they care about spoiling like What?
Pokemon X and Y. The freaking trophy for 3DS said no spoilers. No spoilers for Pokemon X and Y.
Like Pokemon has that deep of a story. Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mother 3 and Xenoblade have spoilers in their trophy descriptions.
Yeah. Thanks. Very story-heavy game. Thank you, Sakurai. Okay.
How about you, Spring?
Actually, I don't have a lot to say because I haven't played Xenoblade games, but it's exactly the same thing you guys did. I did not cut Shoal, I kept Pyramithra, and yeah, I added Elma. I'm not opposed to No on Mio from Xeno3, but if I had to pick, I would pick Elma just because I think she would have a more unique moveset, and even though I never played Xenoblade Chronicles X, yes, Elma should have been over Corrin. She's looks a lot more fun to play than Corrin ever did. So I am a supporter of Elma, even though I know literally nothing about Xenoblade Chronicles X. But hopefully that will change someday, because I do want to play that game now that it is on Switch.
Play with us. Play with us.
And yes, I'm also a supporter of Sawano music in Smash.
Sawano. Another thing I should do, just to remind myself, put the emoji of Sawano out here, just because.
Alrighty, so we got the Xenoblades and the Chronicles. Now we're gonna go to the Kid Icaruses.
Ooh, I also have something. Ooh.
Go ahead.
So for Kid Icarus, I haven't played all the games. I've only played the original and Uprising. So I'm missing one of Myths and Monsters. That's on the Game Boy. And was never released in Japan, even though it was developed there. But I did add someone. So we have Pit, we have Palutena, and we have Dark Pit. And I think that's cool, honestly. Dark Pit, I still like his inclusion, even though he's an Echo. I'm still fine with. Palutena, maybe just bring in some more unique moves, just to make a moveset stand out even more. And Pit is Pit. Pit is fine, you know. I do like they added. I never learned how to read to Star KO, but I would add someone else. So everybody would say we need more villains, right? Some people would say Medusa, and I'm like, Medusa's cool, but motherfucking Hades should be in here, please.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Hades would be really cool, actually.
I like. He would be. First of all, we would see his design, like the whole clothing, full body on like in Smash. I think that's just cool, you know. And second of all, I would love the types of interactions he would have and what kind of moveset they would make for him. Like, I think he would just be such a great presence in the game, to be honest. And also more villains, so yeah.
Yeah. So for I would love Hades. He would be so cool. But I actually cut Palutena and Dark Pit. I like him, but it's just Kid Icarus now doesn't have much of a presence. I mean, back then it's fine because, you know, Kid Icarus Uprising had just come out. Okay, so unless after Kirby Air Ride or Sakurai is planning on doing another Kid Icarus game, I don't really think Palutena and Dark Pit need to be here. But like for Dark Pit, I could see keeping him in if they wanted to give him a more unique moveset to better represent all the different weapons that we can equip in Kid Icarus, because there's so much, like there's like these like little claw weapons, there's like these little orbiting things that shoot lasers, there's but yeah, a lot you could do with Dark Pit to make him not an Echo. And so I would say just keep him in if they wanted to do something original, but if not, then he can go, and he can just be a costume again.
Or an Echo, still. I mean, it's not like an Echo really steals a slot when you think about it.
But again, we're going for the rules we said
yes.
in the beginning, where Echo Fighters take slots. So
yeah.
For me, I kept Pit, of course, and I kept Palutena. She was a character I wanted in Smash 4. So yeah, I kept her. I did cut Dark Pit. But same thing I did with Daisy and Dr. Mario. I repurposed him as a costume. Still with his unique voices, still with the announcer calling him Dark Pit. Final Smash also unique. And his own picture animations. Again, it's literally just keep him as an Echo, but it's just inside of Pit's costumes. Same thing with Daisy and Dr. Mario for Peach and Mario, respectively. And yeah, sadly no newcomers because there's others I want to prioritize, but I will give a special shout out again to Hades. I do think he would be a really cool character. I didn't add him because I needed more room for the characters, but I would not say no to Hades. I think he would be really cool. Now, Klaus, Get yourself ready. It's Earthbound Mother time.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say this right now. I didn't touch it. It's exactly the same. Ness and Lucas.
You know what? I'll say it right now as well. Yeah, I didn't touch this. I kept Ness and Lucas.
All right, Klaus, the floor is yours.
Go ahead, Klaus.
All right, so if I'm to be realistic, it would just stay Ness and Lucas, okay? Because the series is over. Itoi said so himself that if he wants to be Mother 4, I know it's my dream, but okay. So I want the Masked Man. He's my most favorite character of all time. And I really want him, and because he has a lot of potential for movesets, because he can use PSI, he has a laser sword, he has an arm cannon, he can throw bombs, he can destroy shields, he can fly. Okay, so there's just a lot of really cool things you can do with this moveset, okay? But another character I would like is Gygus, as he appears in Mother 1, but as a Mewtwo Echo.
Oh,
but then
interesting.
all his attacks. Yeah, just because Gygus was the original design inspiration for Mewtwo. And I think that would be kind of a nice, little nod to it, even though, yeah, they were both from different franchises. But, I mean, that didn't stop him from, making Ganondorf move like Captain Falcon, right?
We'll get to him in a bit.
Yeah, so I would want a Gygus Mewtwo Echo, and they could make his attacks kind of all red and cosmic and distorted, kind of like how Gygus looks in, Earthbound. So, yeah, and that's it for Earthbound. And I considered putting Porky in there, but I think he works better as a boss.
A boss. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
For Gygus, what will you start on Smash though? And what same thing for Masked Man?
Okay. So Gygus would just be the whole screen, the whole back of the screen, just filling up with how. Just like the Gygus, one of the later Gygus phases in Earthbound, and it's just you cannot comprehend the true power of Gygus' attack. And about Taboo's, Taboo's attack that he does, where he goes in the background and then he has butterfly wings and he sends out those waves of energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'd be kind of like that.
Okay.
So really hard dodge kind of attacks the whole screen. So yeah, but it'd just be you cannot. Then you see the text box. It's you cannot comprehend. The true nature of Gygus' attack, and it's really hard to dodge in an OP. To better reflect Gygus. And then for the Masked Man, his final boss would be basically him pulling the final needle, and then basically just all these fires and tornadoes come down from the sky, and everything gets really apocalyptic.
Okay, so that's cool. A question: that needle is the victory animation for Lucas, right? One of the victory animations he has. Okay.
Correct.
Really cool characters, actually. I'm behind both of them.
Yeah, I want to be opposed to them.
Now let's go to Animal Crossing, and also right now, yes, I didn't cut anyone. I kept Villager and Isabelle. The only change I did was just add the New Horizon clothing for both. That's it.
Yeah, same. I kept both, and. I mean, that idea of adding New Horizons clothing would be good. It's just that I haven't played the game. I haven't seen how they look, actually. So just keep them the same. I don't have much to say. I've only played the original game, and I like my experiences. That's it.
Yeah.
How about you, Klaus? Any Animal Crossing?
I cut Isabelle. I like Isabelle, but I just cut her because, just want to make more space. And I didn't think she was that interesting of an inclusion. I mean, I know people love her. She's fun. I mean, Animal Crossing New Leaf is the only other Animal Crossing I played other than the first one back in the day. But yeah, I didn't find her just that exciting.
And then now for Splatoon.
Kept it exactly the same. I didn't really feel like putting Octoling. I could have, but I didn't really feel like it, so just Inkling for now.
I added Octoling as a character. Not as an Echo, as an actual character. I do think now with Splatoon 2 and 3, we definitely had unique weaponry for them to be different from Inkling.
And now Raiders.
For example. So yeah, I added Inkling, and I think because Splatoon, we gotta think like this. Back in the Wii U, it was the new thing, the new hotness. Nowadays, it's considered one of the big five of Nintendo. That's how big Splatoon is nowadays, especially in Japan. So I think having a newcomer would fit, and I think Octoling's just right there, ready for the taking. Again, if they were an Echo, fine, take it or leave it. I am defending more a unique approach to Octoling with the more unique weaponry from 2 and 3. How about you, Klaus? How about some Splatoon?
Yeah, well, I haven't played Splatoon, so I just left it the same. Just Inkling.
Yes, Inkling. Alrighty. Now let's go to F-Zero!
I have something very big to say about this.
Then I'll go
because
first.
I like F-Zero. I'm a fan. I haven't played all the games yet, but I am working on my way, especially whenever I get a Switch 2 to play F-Zero GX, and then, then I go play the GBA games, because I've already played all the others.
Then I'll go first, just to say, I kept Captain Falcon. Like, you do not cut Captain Falcon.
You do not cut Captain Falcon.
Never.
You just don't. So,
how about you, Klaus? Did
someone
you
else.
add anyone from F-Zero?
No, I didn't add anybody. I just kept it the same, just Captain Falcon.
Okay.
Rhino, stage, all yours.
Okay, so I kept Captain Falcon, of course, but I added someone new as well. So, when it comes to adding new F-Zero characters, the question is always the same. What would their moveset be? And I'm just like, just make some shit up. I mean, they did it for Captain Falcon, they've made it for some other characters. Why not for this? I mean, there's plenty you could just make up. Not every character needs to have the perfect moveset or stuff like that, So, I proposed Black Shadow. And, as unlike what many people say that he would replace Ganondorf, I say, no, he can borrow some stuff from Ganondorf, and Ganondorf can get some new stuff. But Ganondorf wouldn't become 100% unique. It would be like 80 to 90% unique. But, would still keep a few moves just for legacy's sake. And then Black Shadow would borrow some of those moves. And then add a few new moves of his own, involving dark powers, maybe evoking the powers of Satan, clone shit, because he created Blood Falcon out of Captain Falcon's blood. So, just come up with something cool. And of course, the Smash would obviously be the Black Bull, is F-Zero vehicle. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what else to suggest. I just think it would be very cool to have not only a villain, but also an extra F-Zero representative. And if this means potentially more F-Zero songs, actually make songs that are not just remixes from the original F-Zero, I would thank you so much, because X and GX are literally right there, prime for remixes, but yeah, you just don't touch them. Especially X. Like, X has fucking metal in its soundtrack. Remix that! Come on! But yeah, Black Shadow. He should be it.
Alrighty, now we're getting to the rest of the miscellaneous Nintendo universes. So, Game & Watch. Did you guys cut him or not?
I think we should add Mrs. Game & Watch.
At least it's a costume.
No,
this is Game & Watch!
Nah, I didn't touch him.
Nah, I kept him the same. I love Mr. Game & Watch, so yeah, I kept him.
Too.
Little Mac, I also kept him. I would love to add another Punch-Out character, because I really like Punch-Out. I think Doc Lewis would be great, but I didn't have enough room for him, so just Little Mac I think is fine. How about you guys? Did you keep Little Mac?
Same. I'll keep
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I kept him too.
I kept
Actually, can you make him just a little bit better in the air, please?
Yeah, please. Yes, please.
He ain't an air fighter.
I can't play it from shit. Like, literally, I used to main him in Smash 4, but I dropped him in Ultimate because I just wasn't having that much fun with him, even with the improvements that he got. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Please make him a little bit better, please. I still find him fun to play, but definitely a far cry from Smash 4. Duck Hunt Duo, one of my most wanted retro picks, so no, I did not cut them. I love them. They're funny.
Kept them the same.
Yeah, I kept them too, because, yeah, they are funny.
Rob, our operating buddy, yes, I also kept him.
Kept him.
Yeah, yes, but I propose we give him the... I don't know how it would work, but... Like, somehow give him a costume that represents the ancient minister.
Yes, I said the same thing. I wanted that as a costume. Maybe do a shorter cloak, so it doesn't mess up with his hitboxes, or just the color scheme. But I want the ancient minister to be represented with Rob, because that's such a big part of Smash Brothers lore. I would love to see it actually still be a thing in the modern Smash Brothers games.
I actually have a proposal for Rob. Give him a stage.
Yes, stage 2, please. He's the only character without a stage. Ghirahim is right there.
Yeah, you can easily just make something based off of these 2 games. It wouldn't be that hard. Just do it, please.
Yeah, I agree. New stage and ancient minister costume for Rob. Ice climbers. Assuming there's no technical limitations, no, and not cut them.
Now, fun fact, if people have been testing stuff out on Switch 2, you can play an 8-player Smash with Ice Climbers on Fountain of Dreams, one of the most demanding stages, and it's consistent 60 FPS.
That's good to know. That's good to know, especially for the future. Then there's a lot of newcomers then who this opens the gates to because of technical limitations that beforehand they could not be introduced. I'm pretty sure. Again, Rex and Pyra and Myth were one of those examples. So okay, that's good to know actually.
Keep them.
Yeah. I just said just keep them.
Then Olimar from the good old Pikmin series. No, I did not cut Olimar. The only thing I added was just add the avatar from Pikmin 4 as like a skin for Olimar and Alf. That's it.
yeah, I'd say the same thing. Yeah, keep them.
Yeah.
And add that.
Yeah.
And with Fit Trainer, I also kept them. I would like Ring Fit Trainer as well. I enjoy Ring Fit training a lot, but I didn't have room for them, so I just kept Wii Fit Trainer because, like the Kanto, it just makes me laugh. Bring back her Final Smash from Smash 4, though. Her Final Smash was so nerfed and ultimate, it's not even funny. Bring back her Final Smash from Smash 4, please.
I decided to keep them just because I think it's nice to represent their Wii and their fitness era. I think that's just neat.
How about you, Klaus?
Yeah, I'd say keep Wii Fit Trainer because I used to play Wii Fit as a kid. So and plus her uniques, her moveset's unique. She's fun. I like her. And it's always fun to keep kind of just like the goofy kind of out of left field characters.
And now Min from ARMS. I actually cut Min.
Oh,
but I did not. I did represent ARMS still. I replaced Min
I know where this is going.
with Dr. Coil.
Yes.
This is totally biased on my part. Min is great as the ARMS represented. But if you're asking me to pick a character from ARMS, I'm gonna pick Dr. Coil because she would be our very first, depending on how you see Dark Samus, I guess, our very first female villain from Nintendo. And I think she has enough unique varieties that you can still represent ARMS and have her being a really cool character. Plus her song is freaking badass, so name redacted. So yeah, that's the only thing I did in this part of the miscellaneous Nintendo stuff. I just replaced Min with Dr. Coil. ARMS still around, just a new character.
Yeah.
I just cut Min, and I didn't add anything from ARMS because I don't know much about ARMS. So
I decided to keep Min and just keep everything the same.
Alrighty, guys. How about now? Before we go to third parties, I think let's save third parties as a separate discussion now. Let's continue on the first party stuff.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Okay, I only have. I think we have two, but I'm gonna save one of them for the end of this part. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go first, then you guys can go ahead, and then I'll finish the segment before going to third parties. So my character that I pick is a new retro character, actually.
Oh.
Ayumi Tachibana from the Famicom Detective Club series. It's an unexpected pick. It's a retro throwback. It's still relevant, air quotes, if that's an argument you want to use, because we got the remakes and a new installment. Not even a new installment. May have not sold well enough, but it is a new installment, regardless. And she was considered alongside many other retro characters for Melee, but her lack of familiarity abroad was the reason why she was never considered. That's not an issue anymore because again the remakes and new installment. She is recognizable. She's not the main character. You play as I forgot his name sadly, but you play as another character. But I think she's the most iconic character, and Sakurai was considering her. So I think her would be a good retro character with a little bit of modern touches because she's recognizable nowadays a little bit. As for movesets, it's the Phoenix Wright of Nintendo. I make a basin of moveset with just little items, but have her investigate to gather clues, to power up her attacks, and then her final smash could be her and the main character you play as, like solving a case together, and the main character is arrested, and the character you're fighting against is arrested. And I think that would be fun. And for just variety, I added she has 3 different costumes depending on the game. So add those 3 as like the alternate skins for her. So she has like 3 different outfits. And for the stage, it's just the rural area of Tokyo, of Japan, where she resides. Close to the detective's office that she works at with the main character.
And then Amio makes an appearance.
And that would be... Oh, actually, that's a good idea. it has a day-night cycle. When it's night, you may see a little plastic bag fella, paper bag fella.
Or
appearing.
maybe like the Animal Crossing stages, it's only a specific day at a specific time, Emu appears.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my one of the 2 Nintendo characters that I added from a new series. Ayumi Tachibana for Smash.
You know, using that as a segue, I actually have a retro character of my own.
Go ahead.
Because this character, I think, was also briefly considered, but Sakurai said, no, nobody outside of Japan would recognize him, and I'm like, shut up. So, Takamaru, he should be in I Want a Samurai. I've played this game. I mean, his game is hard as balls, and to be honest, I don't have the biggest praise for it, but I think, to be honest, a reimagining of that game would be awesome. Imagine, like, a Nintendo game set during the Edo period of Japan where there's an alien invasion and you as a samurai gotta navigate through various castles to, like, stop it. I think that's cool and unique. So yeah, Takamaru should be in Smash, and just a bunch of the weapons he used. I mean, didn't use that many weapons. It's like his shurikens and it's just a sword. You just make something cool out of it. I think Takamaru would be neat. And just because, I just thought of this now, just because, give him an alt where he has no clothes, where he has no like no shirt, no the top is heavy. Why? Just because of fan service, you know, for the ladies. Why not? And all the game in. So yeah,
Just a shirtless samurai dude for everyone else.
just because. Yeah, I mean, if Goemon from Lupin the Third could do that, then I think Takamaru can do that. I mean, I just want to samurai. That's all I need. You know, if we keep chic, samurai versus a ninja. There you go.
There you
It's
go.
Perfect.
And if we have Joker, we have Lupin and Goemon, Kins in Smash Brothers.
Ooh, now we just need a G.
How, any other new Nintendo characters you added, Rhino, outside of Takamaru?
I added one more from
go
another series. So this is a series that not a lot of people know, but ever since I found out about it and played its games a few years ago, I know don't shut the fuck up about it because I love it and I think it should get some recognition. It has gotten some recognition in Smash, but interestingly enough, Ultimate cut out part of that representation. So here I am, taking a stand as RinoDino, saying that my boy Saki Amamiya from Sin and Punishment should be in Super Smash Brothers. He could have a unique moveset. Well, first of all, he has a gun and a blade, and his blade could reflect certain projectiles. So that's cool by principle. And one of his ultimate costumes could even be his ruffian form from the end of the original game, where he doesn't have a shirt and his body's like muted and stuff. I think that would be cool to look at, especially now like with modern graphics and stuff like that. I was briefly considering putting his son Iza as an Echo or stuff like that, but I decided, nah, just Saki for now, because I think Saki would be cool. And also his soundtrack, ooh, I love the original game soundtrack. That shit should be remixed with like some rocket, like just thinking about it makes me so Saki for Smash, please.
Yeah, sounds cool. I haven't played the game, so that's why I don't have a lot to say. But you know what? Knowing what I know about the games from what you told us, and seeing your commentary on it, you know what? Yeah, Saki for Smash. I think he would actually be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you, Klaus? Any third-party characters you added? First-party characters you added?
Sorry.
First-party characters. Nope. No, I did not add any.
Alrighty.
It's all for third parties, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, just a little note I forgot to say. Me fighters, yes, they all return. All 3 me fighters in my roster, they return. There's no reason to cut them, in my opinion. The only thing I said was flesh out the me maker, make it like Miitopia, so he actually feels like an actual character creator and allows all me costumes to shine. Because if you look at some, Klaus, you can testify. You show me a lot of your character creations in Miitopia.
Yeah.
People can go hard on that character creator, and if you had that in Smash with all the costumes, they legit would feel like the characters were there. For example, Shantae. I'm using Shantae as an example. I've seen someone recreate her art style in Miitopia. Looks spot on. Imagine that in the Shantae Mii costume we got as a DLC. It would legit feel like Shantae is there. Like, if they had that Mii costume builder, a lot of the complaints that people have for the Mii costumes could be resolved. Because it would actually legit feel like the characters are there, not just a Mii cosplay.
Or at least it would die down a bit.
Yeah, die down a bit. That's probably the more realistic outcome. But yeah, definitely expand on the character creator. Make legit the Mii fighters feel like a custom-made character. And I think having that Mii maker from Utopia is just the best way to go around. But now, my last Nintendo character. It's a bit of a special case. But the iconic Smash Bros. Boss is now playable. Like he was in that old Melee glitch. In that one World of Light event. That's right. Master Hand. I want Master Hand as a playable character in Smash. Now, would we shrunk him down? I don't know. My proposal? He has his own mode, like Galactus had in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Galactus had a hidden/secret mode where you can actually play as him in the character select screen. Let's do that for Master Hand. An actual mode for you play as them, and you play as them like you play in the World of Light event. Like you move around with the analog stick, they do a lot of moves, they do in their boss fights, and yeah, Crazy Hand as a costume as well. So you have both Master Hand and Crazy Hand. And those are my last
evolve into Master Fortress?
As the final Smash, yeah. Either that, or he summons Crazy Hand, and both of them do like a tag team attack together. After a Bro Fist. Then at the end, the Bro Fist they do from Smash 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my last Nintendo character, Master Hand. I always wanted to play as them. I know at the end of the day it's just a giant floating hand, but I don't know, the concept is just so fun to play in a fighting game. That giant hand, so there you go. That's my last character.
It's pretty much a kid just playing with his toys. It was probably an adult now, actually. And is expanding his horizons to multiple series.
And now he's an actual playable character. There we go.
Wow.
Alrighty, guys. Ready for the third parties?
Oh. Yes, I am delighted because I have plenty of third parties I want to talk about.
Let's go again by franchise. Metal Gear. We kept Snake?
Kept Snake.
Yeah, of course.
Kept Snake
never
as well.
cut him.
I propose we give him back his ass.
Yes. we need to have the three best asses of Smash.
It's just with Samus, Snake, Wario, and Snake.
Absolutely, they nerfed him too much. Come on.
Alright, let's move on to the big one for us. Sonic.
Fellas. Shadow
the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
I added Shadow.
I added Shadow too.
Of course.
He's my most wanted newcomer now, so yeah, he was going to be there sooner or later. Like, Shadow Generations more than offers new additions if you want to make Shadow unique. You already had enough uniqueness from the other games. Just go at it. Like, it's right there. He's one of the most iconic video game characters of all time. Even more prominent nowadays thanks to the Year of Shadow and Sonic Movie 3. Like, Shadow seems like a no-brainer type character to add. And he's my most wanted newcomer.
He should be a unique character, not like a Semi-Clone or an Echo. No, I mean, after a while, I think being an Echo would be a bit of an insult considering his character over the years.
Yeah, like I'm all for a unique Shadow. I'm just saying, if you have to, you know, make any. How do I explain this? If you have to like
concessions.
Concessions, there you go. Thank you. You can make it that way, but I'm all for a unique Shadow. Now more than enough, he has enough material to make a unique moveset. Bring one of the stages from Shadow Generations, Radical Highway, preferably, so we can have Black Doom.
So cool. Oh, yeah,
we can have Black Doom, summon every character in Smash Bros. To Radical Highway. Woohoo! It's right there, guys. Come on.
I mean, finally, an interesting interesting stage for the Sonic series instead of Green Hill but worse.
I do like Green Hill, but I don't like worse Green Hill. You're right.
There you go.
How about you, Klaus?
Well, I mean, Shadow. Come on, because he could also go to Sonic Battle for inspiration, of course. But you know, he has his Chaos Blast. He has Chaos Spears. He can teleport. He has his he's a lot more aggressive in his fighting style than Sonic. So an Echo it just would not work. And like Sonic's moveset for Sonic himself isn't even good for him. So it would be even worse for Shadow. It's just, and then of course with the Shadow Generations, you could incorporate some of the Doom powers into his moveset. It's right there, and then of course his final smash obviously would be Super Shadow doing Super Shadow shenanigans.
Chaos
Chaos
Blast!
Blast.
Yeah, that should be like Super Shadow and then Chaos Blast. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like perfect.
Chaos
I think it's
Blast
like
is great.
there's only Super Shadow. You know, it's kind of like Mega Lucario or the Aura Finale, how it was in Brawl. It's like he turns Super Shadow. He goes to the middle of the stage, yells Chaos Blast, and then it's like the Smart Bomb item, like a giant explosion, but it covers even more than a Smart Bomb item. It covers the entire stage. For example, if you're
Ooh.
playing on Battlefield or Final Destination, it covers that whole platform. It's that big.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge, very big. And so, but another thing about for Shadow is I want them to put actual effort into his costumes, and I want them to actually represent different characters. Like obviously, we need a costume to represent Mephiles. Then we also
Mephiles.
need like both versions of Mephiles, like the creepy demonic crystal-y one, and just the Mephiles where he's impersonating Shadow, the gray
Yeah.
stripes. I also want a gold Shadow to represent player 2 Shadow and the Shadow the Hedgehog multiplayer. And I also want robotic Shadow android also from the multiplayer. I would like
an android?
am I an android too?
Shadow Android? Am I a Android
No.
too? Doctor,
No.
those things that look like me. Am I? Yes.
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 What?
What?
Yeah, and I think the costume like with Maria's color scheme would be really cute.
Oh. No, him wearing Maria's dress.
Cross-dressing
oh,
Shadow for
yeah.
Smash.
Yeah, even better. And then
Rider's Shadow?
Ooh,
Right-
I mean, it
ooh,
would
Rhino
just be
Shadow
his,
for
like his
sunglasses.
goggles. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool for sure.
Yeah, I stand by
Maybe
all those
we
ideas.
to make him distinguish, not just the goggles, but his art style would actually change. It would be a bit more like the artwork of Sonic Riders. So you'd actually have the lines and stuff on his actual model.
That would be cool, actually, yeah. That should be really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, and then hell, give him a color scheme. Give him Rouge's color scheme too. That'd
Sure.
be cool. Like
Or
he
Rouge's
can-
boobs.
he
I
can
mean-
white. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Okay, you make him white for make his chest fur like pink to represent Rouge's little heart
Oh,
motif.
that
That'd be
makes
cute. Yeah.
Add Vampire Shadow from one of the mobile games.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Blood.
Or the new cowboy
like
one
one of those-
that's been released.
Yeah, or like that old like racing outfit in the they can get in Sonic Adventure 2.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah. It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was brought here by Shadow, who wished to pay me tribute.
Can we tell we're Sonic nerds? I think this is the newcomer we spend the most time talking about.
Yeah.
So
That is
final
the only
line.
one I decided to add, by the way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anything else for Sonic? Besides Shadow and changing Sonic's moveset, anything else? you
More
guys like?
music.
More music, please.
Yeah.
No, not more music. More remixes. That's what I want.
Remixes.
Because music is
Sega,
we have a
stop
good
being
selection.
a bitch.
No, because we have a good selection. We just need more remixes.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna be asking for more.
But any other Sonic character? Or just I mean, I just add
I
Shadow.
considered Eggman, but I decided Shadow should prevail, and I have other characters I want to ask. So,
Yeah, same here.
Of course, there's part of me that would love to see Tails or Eggman, but realistically, I would just Shadow. Shadow would keep me happy for the rest of my life.
Me too. Alrighty. From one blue character to another, Mega Man! I just kept
Ooh.
Mega Man, I didn't add anyone else. I would love Zero, potentially, but no, just Mega Man. Keep classic Mega Man. I think that's enough for Mega Man, actually.
How about you, Klaus?
I just kept Mega Man the same.
All right, I added Zero. I think he should be in the game. I think he's cool, and there's a lot of cool moves he could pull from. I mean, literally, when you play as him in Mega Man X4, you literally perform from his moves like Smash Bros. Moveset. So like, yeah, I think he should be in. And also, I just find Zero to be a cool dude. I'm not sure if they would also put his Mega Man Zero design as on costume because the size is a bit different. He does look smaller in that one. So just for the sake of like variety, keep him in X design and just and the alternate cost is right there. One of them should be Black Zero, which is a cheat code you could put in like X4, X5, and X6, and is the one of the only ways to play X6. But yeah, very straightforward with Zero should be in, and a stage for him. You could make Central Highway from the beginning of Mega Man X, but I think it would be interesting if you picked something else from Mega Man X or from Mega Man Zero. It could be one or the other. And there's plenty of music to pull from. Go at it. Remix of Zero's theme should be obvious. I actually really enjoyed that they put the 01 version instead of the X1 version in Smash, because I prefer that one. But a remix should come. Absolutely, Zero should be in. Voiced by Johnny Young Bosch himself, like he has been in recent years. So, absolutely, Zero for Smash.
Final Smash?
His Final Smash, I actually didn't really think much about it. His Final Smash could be...
The meteor shower from that he uses in Marvel vs. Capcom, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom?
Sure, let's go with that, yeah. Thank you. Maybe Iris will make an appearance as a ghost or something. I don't know.
As a ghost.
I mean, she died. I mean, I know she's a robot, but her ship that has the her memories and intelligence and stuff is dead. So she's dead for all intents and purposes. The game doesn't explain that, by the way. You have to go look at the novel for that.
Alrighty. From a man character to another man character, Pac-Man. Yeah, I kept Pac-Man. The only thing I would change is Pac-Maze over Pac-Land, obviously.
Yeah.
And just a few songs from Pac-Man World. From the trilogy, I should say. And yeah, that's it. I like Pac-Man as is. Just put more stuff from Pac-Man, not just arcade classics. I love those arcade games. I love Dig Dug. I love New Rally X. I love Galaga. But I want to play Pac-Man and see Pac-Man stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give him better costumes. Like
that too. That too.
Change his mitts. Give him like
change the color of his gloves so it's more distinguishable. Only making the braces so hard to see.
Yeah,
that's
the
horrible
design. The outfit he has is the one that gives it like the plaid pattern. At least that's
that's
the only one that's good.
Yeah, that's the only one I legit like for Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you guys? Any Pac-Man stuff?
Exactly the same as you. I wouldn't add, I wouldn't remove, change some stuff, and yeah, exactly the same. Yeah.
Well, actually, for me, speaking of like those retro games, I actually wanted to add the main character of Dig Dug, Taizo Hori.
Taizo Ho! That would be cute. I as a kid, I played more Dig Dug than Pac-Man, so I would not say no to Dig Dug. Question, Klaus, what would be his design? Because he has this classic design that then I think got brought up to 3D in one of the games, but then he has his anime boy design from the Namco Cross Capcom game. I
don't even remember the anime. I'm looking right now.
Maybe make a mixture of both.
Honestly, I prefer the I just prefer the retro design. I would just go the retro design for him because it's cute. But yeah, I just would like to add him because like Spring, I played Dig Dug a lot more than Pac-Man back in the day. I used to play Dig Dug all the time as a kid, and out of all my friends and family, I was the best at it. So
I didn't know you had a history with that game. I knew about Spring, but I didn't know about you.
I am the Dig Dug. I'm the Dig Dug champion of my family.
Klaus, we'll have a lot to talk then, because I really like Dig Dug.
I still have yet to play Dig Dug, actually. Oops.
For Dig Dug, the only thing I would add is a costume to represent his design from Dig Dug Arrangement, which is so okay. A little bit of history. Namco has a lot of compilations back in the day, right? And one of them was for the PSP, the Namco Battle Museum, something like that. And they added 4 remakes of one for Pac-Man, one from Dig Dug, one for New Rally X and Galaga, which is the classic game now in 3D with modern design and actual levels to go through for Dig Dug. And I played that game a lot as a kid. That's my Dig Dug game. And if we got that design represented in Smash, it's similar to the modern version of the classic design, just with flesh colored. But that's my Dig Dug. So maybe that one. And this would be fun because imagine we start on the top of the soil, but then we can actually dig Dug as we go deep underground, and then we are attacked by the pukas, the flying tomatoes.
Pukas, maybe, yeah.
And the dragon that breed fighter.
That breed fighter. Dragon.
Yeah, that would be cool.
God
But I'm
damn it,
guessing
Klaus.
you're
Now I
not
want to dig
adding
up for Smash.
You're not adding what is his name?
Mr. Driller, the spiritual successor? As a
You're
costume?
not adding Dig Dug. You're not adding the Dig Dug guy to Smash, right?
No,
In your
I'm not. I'm
roster.
just saying.
It's Klaus that's adding.
No, it's Klaus that's
Yeah.
adding, and I'm like, God damn it,
Yeah,
now I
I'm
want that
adding.
too. But
Okay. No, it's just to when I'm editing this.
No, I'm not adding Dig Dug. I would love now, thanks Klaus, but no, I'm not adding Dig Dug.
Okay. Just to know when I'm editing.
Yeah,
That's
no. For me, Namco is Pac-Man. For now, we'll get there.
it. No.
Oh.
Okay.
Now let's go back to Capcom and fight on the streets. A street fighter, if you will. Okay, I'll go first. I'll keep it very
Okay.
brief. Kept Ryu. He's Mr. Fighting Game. I love Ryu. Of course I'm gonna keep him. Sadly, because we separated the echoes, yeah, Ken had to go. But it's okay. I added someone instead. Good old Chun-Li. She's Miss
Hey.
Fighting Game character. Like, there's other cool Street Fighter characters I would like, but not before Chun-Li. Chun-Li, unique moveset, very easy to implement. It's like, it's an easy addition. It's what I would characterize as an easy addition. Moveset is right from the get-go, highly recognizable, easy to negotiate with Capcom. She's a great character, very fun. I would love to see her different costumes for like skins. Her Alpha costume, her Street Fighter 6 costume.
By the way,
Right there.
can you give Ryu a beard? I would think that.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you for reminding me. Ryu, add Evil Ryu as a costume. Smash Flash did that, and I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Add Evil Ryu as a costume.
yeah.
Ryu.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for Street Fighter, yeah, just Ryu and Chun-Li. And of course, more songs besides Street Fighter 2.
Yeah. Absolutely. Ugh, I hate that.
How about you, Klaus?
Yeah, I also cut Ken,
No.
sadly. And I haven't played Street Fighter, so I couldn't think to add anybody.
Okay,
Alright, for me-
Rhino, stage all yours.
Okay, so for me, this is where I have to say that I took the concept of a Dream Smash roster super uber duper literally. Like, I'm adding the characters I want, regardless of what they mean, their impact, relevance, whatever. It's because I want this character, regardless if it makes sense or not. I kept Ryu and Ken, but I added Akuma.
am Akuma. Now we'll teach you the meaning of pain.
Misuts. I don't care that he's like Ryu and Ken. I love him. He's my main in Street Fighter. I want him in, and I want to like do Raging Demon against everybody. Absolutely, that's his final smash. Please, please.
It has to
I
be
want
that. No, it has to be that. It's like Skull Kid in the Moon. That's mandatory. That's part of the contract. It has to be the Raging Demon.
Please, and yeah, for alternate costumes, I guess you can make Akuma Matata and his Street Fighter 6 costume where he has gray hair and his muscles are all showing. And maybe for an idle animation, you can have him eat, or maybe for a taunt, you can have him eat onigiri like he does in Street Fighter 6, because there's actually a fun, interesting thing where he has an attack where he just sits down, eats onigiri. If you let him finish, he gets like max meter and all that stuff. It can easily kill you.
I can so see
No.
Sakurai adding that as a little Easter egg. Like, one of the very, like, idle animations you can get is him eating an onigiri, and he actually gets the final smash meter all the way up.
Oh. So yes, Akuma for Smash, please.
I love Akuma, he's my favorite Street Fighter character, but yeah, I had to pick one, and I picked Chun-Li just because she's more unique. But I will not say
Yes.
no to Akuma for Smash. Especially if he has his theme from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I love that theme.
Ooh, for me, if he has his theme from First Strike, I love killing Moo. Ooh.
Alright, how about we finish this fantasy? Final Fantasy, if you will. So, I kept Cloud and Sephiroth. And remember way back when I was talking about Dixie Kong and SNES reps? Here's my new, very big SNES rep. I haven't played this game yet, but this is one of those games that I've been wanting to play for a very good while, and I hope to do it someday. I have the means, and I have the game already. I'm talking about Terra from good old Final Fantasy VI. Like, this is one of the biggest Final Fantasy games on Nintendo. Like, if not the biggest. It's a classic SNES title. Terra is one of the most popular and beloved characters and protagonists of the series. And hey, it's nice to have a Final Fantasy character and that's not related to 7. You know, there's other games besides 7.
Yeah.
So let's have 6. the game before that. And the only other request I have, just keep Terra as a cool character that she is, from what I've seen from her. And of course, add Kafka's theme. Like,
Yes.
I don't care how long that song is, just add it. That's a magnum opus of SNES
It's like
music.
17 minutes. All of it should be in.
All there, preserved. 17 minutes of
longest
goodness.
song ever. Beats out One Winged Angel.
Yeah, that's...
I will say I didn't add Terra, but as a suggestion, because I've played the Cydia, one of her alternate costumes should be her like I forgot the name, but like her magic form. It's hard to describe. I forgot the name, but it's like her alien-like form. I would have to like put a picture. Future Rhino, put a picture of that in here. You get it. You know?
Good job, Future Rhino.
Yeah, so give him a round of applause. But for me, I kept Final Fantasy the way it is, simply because I didn't really think much about Final Fantasy when making this roster. That's it. I thought about another RPG series though. We'll get to it.
Yeah, so for me, I just kept Final Fantasy the same. I haven't played Final Fantasy yet. Eventually, I will. I'll start with Final Fantasy VII, the original version. But
Same here.
So I just don't have anything to say about Final Fantasy. So yeah, I just Cloud's fun, Sephiroth's hype. Just keep him in, you know.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Twink.
Yeah, I kept those two as well, because Sephiroth is like the best trailer ever made in Smash, and Cloud is just an iconic and fun character to play. So yeah, I was not going to touch those two.
Thank you, Sephiroth.
Yeah, length versus girth. Thank you.
Yay. Now we have Bayonetta. I kept her. The only change I made, just make Bayonetta 1 the de facto costume instead of 2, just because that's the first Bayonetta game. And add Bayonetta 3. Add Bayonetta 3 as like a costume. Her design from 3 is like one of the costumes. That's it.
Yeah. I would say the exact same things. Because, while I would prefer another character from a similar genre, I would add Bayonetta, because I have nothing against her. I played Bayonetta 1. I want to play 2 and 3 one day, but I played 1 and I enjoyed my time with 1. So, yeah, keep her in. Sure.
Yeah. Keep her in, add her costume from 3, I agree. And so, another thing I would like to add is, kind of like, similar with Olimar, how you get the different characters and how they get different voice lines and stuff. I would like to add Jean as a costume.
Okay.
Specifically her, well, I guess you could do Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 design, but if we only had to do one, I would do the Bayonetta 2 design for Jean. Just because it's a little bit more long hair, just with her red suit, it's a little bit more striking. So, yeah.
And now we go to Castlevania. I kept Simon, and because I need a room, I cut Richter. I could repurpose him as like a costume like I did for Dark Pit, Daisy, and Dr. Mario. But I think the proportions are a bit a bit off, so that's why I didn't. But if they could find a way around it, yeah, definitely add Richter as a costume for Simon. But I'm keeping Simon. He's the de facto Simon Castlevania protagonist, even though in terms of the lore, he's like one of the least relevant ones, but he is one of the most iconic.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say in terms of structure, I mean, looking at their animations, I mean, they're very similar, so I think it could work. But I will keep both Simon and Richter. The only thing I will request is, please change Richter's Final Smash to be, fucking, Hydro Storm, please. Thank you. Okay. That's it.
No Alucard?
I thought about him, but I decided, no. There's other characters I want to do.
No main character from Circle of the Moon?
No. I don't even hate Nathan Graves as a character. I just, his game, I have conflicting feelings.
How about you, Klaus?
Harmony Distance is better. I said it.
Oh, gee. I cut Richter just to make space.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Alright, now let's go to Persona! I kept Joker. That's it.
I kept Joker. He's
cool.
Too cool.
He's too cool.
Yeah.
I would love...
He's gonna be in Sonic Racing Crossroads, guys.
Yeah.
Like, Atlas is gonna continue to milk Persona 5 and 4, apparently.
And 4?
I would love Chad Yu in Smash, because I do like him. But I didn't have room for him, so I just kept Joker.
Yeah. Joker.
Moving from another RPG to another, Dragon Quest, I just kept Hero. And like Bayonetta, I just kept Dragon Quest 3 Hero, Erdrick, as like the main one.
Agreed. I didn't touch Dragon Quest because it's one of those series like I don't know anything about it. I've played the 1S demo, didn't even finish it because like no, not for me. No, sorry. Music shit. So,
Oh
boo.
my god. Oh gee. So yeah, I just kept him in too, just because of how important Dragon Quest is to the RPG genre, just video games as a whole.
Yeah.
Plus, I just like keeping a character in here with Toriyama's art style, just to honor him.
Goku.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, Goku. Yeah, yeah. I haven't played any of the Dragon Quest. I have. Well, I have 15. I'll play it eventually. But part of me is like, oh, do I really want to play Dragon Quest? Because my brother played 4 and said it was like one of the worst games he's ever played.
Uh-oh.
I'm a bit scared.
Which is interesting because the game right after 5, I hear that it's considered one of the best in the series.
Yeah.
So bad luck there. You could have played 5
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we had an anime scribblu. Let's go to platformer mascotto. To Banjo-Kazooie. I kept him.
Captain.
Didn't change
Yeah.
anything. Maybe just add Gruntilda as like a boss, an actual boss. Oh, and actually an actual Gruntilda remix, because it's so weird she doesn't have a remix. They added a little portion of her song in the Gobi's Valley, I should say. But she didn't get a remix. Meanwhile, her henchman got a remix. Klungo got a remix, a really good one of my
Cool.
favorites. But it's so weird. But yeah, for Banjo-Kazooie, just keep them. I think they're great. They're definitely not the most flashy characters from newcomers from Ultimate, but I think they're fine the way they are. They look amazing. They are very expressive, and like Ridley and K. Rool, people want this character for so long. Yeah, he's not gonna leave anytime soon. I think they are perfect in Smash. Just add Gruntilda as actual boss with her theme song as a remix. There we go.
I agree with you. I would also just add, just because, add some songs from Nuts and Bolts. Because I heard a little bit of that game soundtrack. It's pretty good, so sure.
Yeah,
why
more songs
not?
from
Add it.
Dewey and Nuts and Bolts instead of just being the first one. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
How about you, Klaus?
Yeah, let's say, keep them, obviously, because people have wanted them since forever, and it'd be really sad to just take them out, but if possible, like, give them a costume that is a nod to Conquer. That would be nice.
That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now let's go to Mr. Terry. Are you okay? Yes, you are, because I kept you in my roster. You're not going anywhere, buddy. I love you.
Yes, I agree. Keep Terry. I wouldn't add anybody else from SNK simply because I did think about it, but there were the characters I sound like a broken record here. I think the same as like I could have had him, but no. So keep it sweet. Terry kept him. Moving on.
Klaus?
Yeah, kept them.
Now let's go to Steve Minecraft. Yeah, I kept him. He's actually the character I like playing the least. But I'm not gonna cut Minecraft from the roster. I think Steve, Alex, Zombie, and Enderman are very important to the gaming as a whole, especially now with the movies. And now we have
Chicken
Steve.
jockey.
We have Steve
Chicken
in
jockey.
Smash. So yeah, I think the only thing I would just say, add Sweden if you can. I know that song has some copyrighted things going on, but that's the most
the
iconic.
composer separated. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can work out those things, add it as a song. That's the most iconic Minecraft song. And just for fun, add the skeleton as like another enemy mob skin for Steve and Alex. I think that'd be fun, just playing as a skeleton.
You could pretend you're Papyrus.
In a papyrus. But yeah, that's it for Minecraft. Nothing more to say.
Captain, exactly the same. No need to change.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously I kept Steve because Minecraft's my biggest game of all time. But I'd say add Herobrine costume.
You're Brian. That would be so funny. Imagine like the updates everyone's talking about, and then see added Herobrine, and then the next update says removed Herobrine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then Tekken, Kazuya. Yeah, I kept him. Like,
Yeah.
he's broken as
Same
all
thing.
hell, but I kept him. I think Tekken is important enough to get Kazuya here, so.
I love his
Yeah.
fucking laugh. Captain, keep him. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept them too.
And then Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I kept Sora. Like Banjo-Kazooie, K. Rool, Ridley. I also sound like a broken record. People wanted this character for so long. He is like one of the most fitting characters for Smash. He is amazing. The only thing, and this is really just dreaming out loud, just add more songs. From Kingdom Hearts 2, from 3, Dreamed of Distance, whatever. And add more
yes.
songs besides one. It is a better song selection than Hero, for sure. but I want more songs. At least give me Sinister Sundown so we can hear it 98 times, right?
No!
Right, Rhino?
I already heard it 98 times.
Darkness of
Put
the
in
Unknown.
Vector to the Heavens. That's a good song.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts just kept Sora. With all his
Yeah.
costumes, just Sora as he is. He's perfect. I love him. He's here to stay.
I actually added someone. I think he deserves an echo. Roxas.
Wow.
And I have a lot of little details I want to give to him. So you would have costumes that would be his normal clothes, but he would also have costumes that would feature his Organization 13 codes. And I thought, how about as a little detail, one of his taunts would be replaced when he wears the Organization codes. That would make it so that he puts the hood on and off.
That'd be cool touch, yeah.
Yeah, and he would dual wield Keyblades, but his moveset would be very similar. It's just that the animations would be different. That's pretty much it for Roxas. As you said, and for his final smash, they couldn't do Donald and Goofy for Sora, but do Shion and Axel for Roxas.
Yes,
I, think that would be
I want
cool.
that trio in Smash. That'd be amazing.
So yes, that is boxers should be in the game. There you go.
How about you, Klaus? Anything about Kingdom Hearts?
Just pretty much what y'all said. Add more music. I want like Darkness of the Unknown specifically, and like
Ooh,
I think,
I love that too.
a thousand Heartless Battle. I think that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
that's a
Yeah,
great
that
song.
too.
Yeah, and then of course some of the Dream Drop Distance musics, because I haven't played much Kingdom Hearts, but I did play the Dream Drop Distance demo back in the day, and I loved all the music in that one. And then I played a bit of Kingdom Hearts 1, but I got stuck on the Tarzan level.
Oh,
So that's it.
doesn't now teach you advanced calculus.
Alright, so that's all the veteran third-party series. So who wants to go wild first?
Me.
Go ahead, Rhino.
All right. This is a character that not a lot of people have thought to be in Smash. Because not a lot of people are cultured. It's actually kidding. I think but for real, I think this character. I never really thought much about them being in Smash. But thinking about it, I'm like, I would want this character simply because I love this game. And I love the amount of creativity it has. So my suggestion is that we should put Knights into Smash.
Ooh.
That would be interesting
Yeah.
because
Would-
Knights, how they would all constantly be floating because Knights never steps foot on the ground. Pleasant cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Besides the cutscenes, so this would be a very aerial fighter. You could have like you can even make loop-de-loops and stuff like that. I don't think they would be flat out fly because it would be too broken. But they would have a more aerial focus, and they would be very light, a lightweight to compensate. For the final smash, I guess it could be a team up with the two kids, either Claris and Elliot, or it could change depending on the costume to be with the two kids in Journey of Dreams, which I forgot their names unfortunately, and just do like a big attack against the fighters. That's it. And the soundtrack would be very cool, especially if we got remixes. Knights' soundtrack is pretty whimsical. That's the best word to describe it. Whimsical. So yeah, nice for Smash.
I'm just seeing now Knights fighting Sora, and it's like the most aerial thing I could ever imagine. So yeah, Knights
It's like a
and
combo
Sora.
Mads.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Actually, seeing them together in the same game. Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Give Knights a Balin costume.
Oh.
At least a Riala
The Journey of
costume.
Dreams is like that, so no need.
A Riala costume at least, no?
Yeah, yes. Maybe even Riala himself as an Echo, but I didn't put that in. But Riala, at least a Riala reference, yeah, that should be in. Yes, it's a brother.
Any other newcomers?
Okay. So this one, because this is the last one before the big three for me. This one was actually a very last edition. Like before this video, I only cut Corrin and Bowser Jr. But I last minute decided to cut Daisy because I wanted to make room for one more. Because the more I think about this character, the more I'm like, this character should have been in Smash already, why is he not in Smash? I understand that he's from a rated M series, but I really don't think that should stop any character from showing Smash, as they haven't stopped before. Now with ESRB's new rules, they still shouldn't stop. So I feel that motherfucking Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil should be in Smash. And where's everybody going? Bingo?
If he's not in Marvel vs. Capcom or whatever versus Capcom game they ever do in the future, yeah, put him in Smash.
Put him in Smash. And for his Smile Smash, I mean, a lot of his moves could just incorporate like zombies and his weapons. They could tone them down in a way. I mean, maybe his Smile Smash is just the goddamn rocket launcher. And as an alternate costume, you should have the gangster outfit because that's funny. There you go. There's a lot of songs in Resident Evil. I don't know a lot of them, but I hear that Resident Evil 2 soundtrack is really good. I think I'm more adding this character not only because I finished Resident Evil 4 recently, my first Resident Evil game, but also because Resident Evil is such a big series that it should be in Smash, not just as a spirit, but with an actual character and stage.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Even though I haven't played any Resident Evil games, it is the biggest Capcom franchise nowadays. So yeah.
Besides Monster Hunter.
Yeah, besides Monster Hunter, yeah, because that franchise is like it's so big too.
Yep. And now Devil May Cry 5 has sold over 10 million units. They just reported that today.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Rhino, you want to go to your big three?
Actually, well, I want to say the first two. The last one I want to save for last, after all of yours. So, these two, I'll start with the first one. The first one, these two were my most wanted in Smash Ultimate. I wanted them a lot, but they didn't get in. They at least got me costumes, and I was like, okay, at least something. I kind of wish they got music so I could make a stage with their music, but oh well, it is what it is. But I still want them in, because I'm a big fan of their series. And the first one is Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes, a series that is very niche. Not a lot of people know them, but I think Travis Touchdown would just be a very cool inclusion, not only because he has a mixture of sword attacks and wrestling moves, but I also feel like his attitude, while it would have to be toned down because he curses a lot in this game, could translate decently to Smash. I think you could work around that. I think there's always workarounds, you know. So absolutely, I want Travis Touchdown in Smash because I'm a big fan of No More Heroes. And then the second character, this is a bigger one, the character that has made the rounds, that before Smash Ultimate wasn't really seriously discussed to be in Smash, but now ever since Ultimate he has been seriously discussed. And I think that between these two characters, this is the character that has a bigger shot at making it, because No More Heroes for all intents and purposes is done, while this other series probably will still continue into the future. So I think Dante from Devil May Cry should be in Smash. Dante.
Exterminador de los demonios.
Yeah, that's DMC. Dante is from DMC. No, I think Dante should be in Smash. I think he's a really cool character. He was the pioneer of the hack and slash genre. So having Bayonetta but not Dante here is very weird. So I think Dante should be in. And while I didn't know about the Bayonetta series before the Devil May Cry, I actually played Devil May Cry first, and I really enjoyed his games. I actually want to replay his games one day. And Dante, in terms of costumes, maybe the default one would be Devil May Cry 1, because that seems to be the design they want to go with. But I think he should have at least references to the other outfits as alternate costumes, because I mean, come on, Dante has a different costume per game. Even in reference to the reboot Dante, because why not? I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite did that, so why not this? You know.
And even Devil May Cry 4 and Devil May Cry 5 has like a palette swap to the reboot color scheme.
There you go. You know, and also, if he does get at Smash, we could finally make the meme that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate now features Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more character, but I'll leave that after all of yours. So, take the show.
All right. So, just like Rhino here, I also want Dante for Smash. Same thing he said with all his different outfits from the other games, but then of course he needs to have an outfit that references Virgil, and near, foolishness, Dante, foolishness, and El Nero. Probably probably Trish. Could also have a lady outfit there in V if we want to have more than eight.
No,
colors,
it's not V. It's Vicente.
Vicente, of course.
Vicente.
Right. Yeah, so and Dante just as a character has so much potential because now while the first two games don't have style switching, 3, 4, 5 does have style switching where he's like a trickster, royal guard, gunslinger, swordmaster, and all of that. So you could actually make that one of his specials to swap styles, which would change his special moves to better match these styles. You could do that, or you could just incorporate it all like just across his moveset in different areas. And then of course his final smash, I would go Sin Devil Trigger from Devil May Cry 5, just because it's super cool and epic.
Yes.
Come on, why wouldn't we do that? So yeah, he is definitely my most wanted character. And whenever he got announced as a Mii costume, part of my heart that broke that day. But,
I was like, okay, we are near the end. We can't really do much. But I hope this means that they're considering him for next time.
Yeah, or maybe Sakura'd be like, psych, we're putting Nero in instead.
Oh, nani? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
No, they're gonna put Virgil instead. Make Mo P.
Oh no, he's about to destroy tier lists.
Yeah, no, he'd be the most broken character of all time, for sure. So yeah, and then for Dante, like for a stage, I mean, I guess I would just do the Devil May Cry shop, actually, probably.
Yeah.
Just the way it is in 3, like mission 1 of 3, I like it there.
Yeah,
it's
just
quite nice.
Fuck around with the jukebox and
Yeah.
maybe ride on an enemy. So, woohoo!
Yeah, and like you could do something, have like the little pool table was like a hazard, you could shoot like the pool,
Billiards.
like the little cue balls, billiards at like your opponents maybe.
And maybe pizza is on the table.
Pizza, ooh.
Pizza, ooh.
Yeah, that would be nice. And then from Capcom, actually, there is another character that I would like, and I would like Amaterasu from Okami. Alright, because, we don't have enough kind of like quadruped animal characters, because, we got Ivysaur, we got Duck, and like, I mean, Pikachu kinda, right? But that's it. And so what with Okami, kinda, but now what with Okami 2 actually being announced by Kamiya, okay, bring Materasu in, and has a lot of potential for their moveset because she gets all the different brush powers representing the gods, and she gets a bunch of different weapons. She has like her mirror, she can get a sword, she gets like this little beads to act as a whip, and she'd be really fun. And I think it'd be really funny if for one of her taunts, she could pee on the opponent, because that's one of the things you could do in the game. Yeah, so definitely want her. And then I want Sam Ford Bridges from Death Stranding.
Yeah. Norman Reedus and the Funky
Norman
Penis.
Reedus and the Funky Penis, of course. And then so since Death Stranding 2 will be out, he get costumes that represents his outfits from Death Stranding 2, where he has white hair now. That's pretty cool. So of course I want him. And then my other pick, I would like another indie game rep. And
another. There's none so far.
Steve.
I was looking at my list. Steve,
kind of?
Yeah, Steve's indie. Okay. I would like Springtrap.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Look, FNAF is about how big FNAF is. And we got. We got plushies, we got marketable plushies, we got comics, we got the movie, we got Springtrap and Dead by Daylight. So now really FNAF is like firmly cemented into horror and just indie game history in general. So yeah, I'd like Springtrap. And
I don't have him, but like Dick Doug, I approve that idea.
I mean, I would be fine with it.
I'll just be hyped with Klaus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course for his outfits, we could have just like normal before he gets all rotted and stuff, and we can have Glitch Trap as well, and hell, just give him the other animatronic costume, just because, just for fun.
And if I can really dream out loud, give him the movie version.
Yeah.
Like that Dead by Daylight did.
Zoinks, Scoo.
Zoinks. Yeah. Okay. And then I think for stage, I think it would just maybe just like the Fazbear Frights from 3.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, Office from 3, yeah.
or Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, obviously. And then it could be one of those stages where like the background changes too to take you to different rooms. Yeah.
If it is like the one from 3, imagine like the phantoms appearing randomly and attacking the...
yeah.
Like Phantom Foxy, Phantom Freddy, Phantom Puppet, Phantom Mangle, Phantom BB, Phantom Chica. Just appearing randomly and attacking the players.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be freaky. And then also, like, if we did Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, we could actually have Foxy as a stage hazard, maybe.
And Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and like Amio, on very rare occasions, at certain times of night, Golden Freddy will appear.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Any other characters, Klaus?
Any yours?
Yeah, I do have one more. I want the batter. I want the batter from all.
Yeah.
Purification in progress.
Yeah, purification progress. So yeah, now what with off actually getting an official physical release for the very first time, and well, other than it being on Steam, and then of course it's making its home on the Switch. It's one of the most influential indie games of all time. At least in the RPG Maker space. So yeah, I would like the batter. And then for his stage, I guess I just think of Zone Zero. I think that's the most iconic, his most iconic stage. And then for his costumes, of course, represent all the different characters. Represent Zachary, the judge. I don't give him like a little, like put the judge, like give him a little like judge hat or something. You have Zachary outfit, the Dawn, Fat Queen, the little baby, the little dude in the red room. Yep. And that's it for me.
Alright. Spring, you go.
Alright, so one of the characters I have here, it's good old Bomberman.
Yeah! Boom.
Yeah, like I think he's a very iconic and beloved gaming mascot, also a popular character for Smash. The very first third-party assist trophy, that stung a lot of people. Like, yep, it's him. So...
Hey, if it made room for Castlevania, then
that's true. But between Bomberman and Castlevania makes more sense. But now that we already have Castlevania, I think Bomberman is free real estate. Especially since Bomberman R, I should say, the Switch game was one of the launch titles. So... I think Bomberman, the only thing against Bomberman necessarily just, this is a criticism that I've seen some people bring out, and rightfully so. It's the moveset can be basic, because it's bomb-centric. There's only so much things you can do with bombs. But I have seen some other brilliant ideas with the bombs that I think, if done right, I think Bomberman can really be a really fun character. It's one of my mains in Smash Flash when I used to play that back in the day while waiting for Smash 4. So, definitely Bomberman. Stage can be the classic Bomberman stage. Colors. The Mii costume already has the colors, so... Could be music, go all out, just reference other games. Bomberman 64, I keep hearing it has an amazing soundtrack, so go right ahead. Yes. It's right there for the taking. The Final Smash, the giant bomb.
Kaboom!
Like, it's right there. And I want to see, like, his expressions. Like, because Bomberman is a very simple design, but he's very expressive with his big old eyes. So go all out with his expressions. Make him cute, make him angry, make him determined, make him silly. That's the best part about Bomberman as a character. It's just really how goofy his design is and how cute his design is. So go all out with the animations for him. What is it?
I do have a request for Bomberman. Since now we've seen in Super Bomberman R that they really want to lean into the Bomberman family, wouldn't it be interesting if all the alternate costumes were just the different bombers and they all had their own voices? Just like the game.
Yeah, go all Koopaling. Like, are they only 7? Or are they more than
I think
7?
it's 8. It's 8.
Yeah, let's go all out. Let's add more than 8 costumes for Bomberman. So Bomberman and then...
oh, no, sorry. Then it's 8 in total, 7 costumes alongside the white one.
Okay, then you go. Yeah, go all out.
Yes.
That could also work. Getting more characters there, more personality.
Including Jeff Manning, who voices the Red Bomber, who was the announcer for Smash 64.
There you go. All ties it together.
And the White Bomber is voiced by the same guy who voiced Mega Man X in X7. Why must Red Plates fight?
Okay, next character that I have. Now this one doesn't have any story with Nintendo. None whatsoever. Not at all. Until further notice. But it's a modern icon of game. I say modern, but the franchise is more than 10 years old, almost 20 years old. Good old Master Chief. He's right there, ready
Oh.
for the taking. He's an FPS rep, offers a unique moveset that's not yet tapped in Smash Brothers with different weapons. And in case, you don't want to use the realistic ones, no worries. You have the alien weapons that more than suffice. Just good old Master Chief. He's right there. It's a fun character, visually distinct. He's a very Western character, but that's something we don't have in the roster yet, so he is unique in of itself. And again, he doesn't have a big history with Nintendo, that's true, until further notice. But Microsoft and Nintendo have a great relation. I'm pretty sure if they want, it could be an earth-shattering tier reveal. Master Chief, just be in Smash.
I have to say something. He was my last character. The prize went off the window. But yeah, no, I want Master Chief for Smash. And especially now after playing his games, yeah, I don't care that he doesn't have a history with Nintendo. Fuck that. I don't care about that. He absolutely should be in Smash because he's such an iconic character. End of discussion. So I don't care about anything. He should be in Smash. Especially because after playing his games, he's really fun to play. Up B, easily. Should be the grapple shot from Halo Infinite. I love using it there. It should be in Smash. To easily grab on ledges and maybe snag opponents and put them down. Just like powerlifts up B. That would be neat.
I just want him to have a rocket launcher to represent my playthrough of Halo 1.
Oh, it's sniper rifle too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for Klaus,
a
there we go.
sniper.
One of the arrows could be a sniper rifle. How does he pull off a sniper in the air? I don't know, but he finds a way.
Yeah,
He
and
finds
then
it.
now we can have Master Chief and Samus in the same game, and I see lots of people make fan art of them together, so they can now officially interact.
With the Doom
Yeah.
knee costume.
There you go,
Yeah.
all free. And then down B has to be the plasma grenades. Make it like the gooey
Mhm.
bomb. The difference, he can actually fire more than two. He only has like two maximum. But he can throw it, he can stick to the ground, can stick it to the characters. But yeah, the plasma grenade, I like this down B. Like it's there. Like it's easy. So yeah, Master
So
Chief
yeah.
for sure.
Master Chief, my last character, he would just be amazing. I think he should be in.
Then we have another popular newcomer, another icon of video games, and oddly enough, nowadays is a Microsoft character, but he's more associated with PlayStation. It's called Crash Bazookas, Crash Bandicoot.
Whoa! I love Crash. I didn't put him in, but I love Crash.
Like
Surprised you chose him.
I'm not the biggest Crash fan, but I like Crash as a character. Like he's so goofy, again, very expressive, very cartoony, and Smash Ultimate DLC definitely went more for the anime style, and I'm not one of those people who complain. I like all the anime characters they picked, but we need to go back to a cartoony character, and Crash Bandicoot is right there for the taking. He was a very, very, very popular request in Smash Ultimate. A little bit in Smash 4, but not as much as Ultimate. Like, Ultimate just really sparked that conversation, so I think...
And also he's popular in Japan, so that helps.
Yeah, what I would love if you get like two designs for him, like his recognizable Western design, but also get like his more old school Japanese design from the PS1 days. That'd be kind of cool.
One of his taunts should be the Crash dance or a victory animation.
No, should be a taunt, and he does the full dance.
Yes.
Songs, anything from Free, I'll be happy. I love Free has the best soundtrack. Anything from Twin Sandy, I want some a cappella songs there.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like that is my favorite soundtrack from the Crash games.
It's
Like,
really
that
good
is-
soundtrack, really good.
Mwah.
Yeah. I want maybe Uka Uka could be an interesting gimmick. Like maybe after a while you can have Uka Uka and you can like
Aku Aku.
Aku Aku,
Uku
sorry.
is his,
Oh, he's a villain. Never
his
mind.
evil.
He's
Yeah, evil twin brother.
Aku. He could be
Aku.
like a good like gimmick. As like maybe he could be like I forgot the name, but you know the shield item from Kid Rock Surprising that blocks projectiles from the back.
The back shield.
The back shield. I think it's just called back shield. Okay, I thought I had another name.
I'm not sure if. I think. Can somebody look that up?
Okay, let's see.
Intermission.
You know, put intermission in, but the,
Oh yeah,
the
it
Twin
is,
Sandy song.
it is literally called the back shield.
Okay.
The back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was right.
Okay, just back shield. Okay, acting like kind of like the back shield. You know, protecting Crash from black projectiles from specific angles, maybe for at least 2 times until it just disappears forever. And
Would his final smash be invisibility?
yeah,
Yeah.
Either that or he just spawns nitro boxes.
Oh no! No, he spawns in, everybody dies from it, while the Crash just TP toes them, a reference to the worst power-up in Wrath of Cortex.
Out of all games, why do you have to reference Wrath of Cortex?
I don't like Wrath of Cortex, but TP toeing on nitro boxes would be a nice roast on your opponent.
And then for costumes, again, I think maybe you can get the Japanese design in there. They have different
Coco.
colors. For Coco, for what's his name? The big Bandicoot guy from Wrath of Cortex. He's red.
Crunch.
Crunch.
Who
Maybe
becomes good by the end.
maybe a color to represent Neocortex. A color for Evil Crash, who's apparently a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same colors. I mean, you would reference more for the facial features.
And then have tattoos to represent his design from Crash of the Titans. Just a tattoo.
Yeah.
I think that would be unique enough. And yeah, for Crash, that's about it. Then now let's get to the 4 self-indulgent picks.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Let's start with I want to say the most likely one out of these 3. It's my good old boy, Rayman. Like, he's in my second most rep. He has a varied moveset potential. Just from Origins and Legends alone, he has enough moveset you can use as a base, then use some of the power-ups for free. Sparks of Hope, the DLC, he has 2 like unique weapons where he can set traps and specific types of machinery. Like, Rayman potential, there's lots of it. You can play around with his head
voice be? Would his voice be David Gassman from Rayman 3?
He returned
or Douglas Rand from Origins and Legends?
No, it's one from 3 because he returned in Sparks of Hope. So
yeah, David Gassman.
Yeah. And he's the Rayman voice.
Also, I mean, for the French version, you should have his French voice actor.
Yeah. Like Rayman is.
He's a Frenchie.
I don't. Can I continue?
Yeah, sorry.
It's my character, man.
No, he's my character, Rayman.
He's my character, Rayman. Not to be confused with Man Ray from SpongeBob. For stage, honestly, just anything with the Glades. Could be the Glades from Origins, just because that's like one of the most iconic games now. Have all the characters from the games there. Have good old Glue Box there, Barbara, Matilda. Maybe go for some obscure picks from Rayman 2, like Lee the Fairy. And if you can find a way to squeeze in Mr. Dark, my goat, my guy. Very silly name, but come on. Make him appear randomly, just a shadow, like he's watching everything. He's gonna destroy everything, but no one knows why. Yeah, like Rayman. And the music, oh boy, the music. I hope this is a Tekken situation where a lot of games representation get a representation in terms of songs, not a Banjo-Kazooie situation or Kingdom Hearts situation where they just focus on one. No, give me songs from 1. That's the best soundtrack in the series. 2 has some great themes, 3 has an amazing themes, Origins and Legends also bops, even Sparks of Hope has some great songs. Like, go all out with these songs. I want most from 1, because that's my favorite soundtrack, but go all out. I want all games represented in song. Remixes, with original compositions. Go out. Go out.
Yep.
And yeah, Rayman, that's my second most wanted rep. Varied moveset potential, music's good, cartoony expressions all the way. The only problem I have with Rayman is just really his hitbox may be a bit disjointed, but hey, that hasn't stopped characters before, right, Rosalina? There should be no issue.
Yeah, it would be unique to him, you know?
And then the other 2 self-indulgent picks. This one is definitely a self-indulgent pick. It's Agumon from Digimon. That's my other Bandai Namco rep. It's Agumon.
Yeah.
It's Agumon. It is a bit of, if you consider him a video game character or not, I consider him because the very first Digimon thing ever made was V-Pets. That's technically a video game. So I count him as a video game character. I grew up with Digimon. Digimon is one of those franchises very dear to me. Pokemon vs. Digimon was my rivalry as a kid. So Smash is like the perfect way to have that. Have Agumon and Pikachu in the trailer. Have them be buddies. And in terms of movesets, we already have a Smash Brothers-like game in Digimon called Digimon Rumble Arena. They already have that for the basis. The more interesting thing would just really be adding the Digivolution as a mechanic. I actually have 2 ideas. One is definitely the most out there idea, just have him Digivolve like 3 times. Have him Agumon go for Greymon, then Metal Greymon, then War Greymon. Go all out. Or to be simplified, just put War Greymon. That's one of these like ultimate Digivolutions, and make it like Arsene from Joker. Oh, it's only usable for a limited time after you build up a meter. It's also similar to other Digimon games where that happens.
That would make sense.
Yeah, first stage could be the one from Digimon World, the PS1 title, one of the most iconic ones. Very hard game. It's RNG up the wazoo.
Leash.
Songs like Rayman go all out with a franchise. If you get something from Survive, I'll be all happy because I really like Digimon Survive. And yeah, just have Agumon be there with Pikachu. That's literally it. Pokemon versus Digimon. Just make it happen, Sakurai. You have the tools. Bandai is with you. Bandai remember they have Digimon. A new game is coming out, which has me surprised. They're looking very forward to it. Hope it comes to Switch 2. So far, nothing on that. Just PS5 and Xbox. But hopefully it comes to Switch 2. I want my Agumon. And for even more self-indulging, have him have a costume where he becomes Black Agumon, so he can Digivolve to Black War Greymon, my favorite Digimon.
Ooh.
The other one that's totally a self-indulgent pick, it's Ruby Heart from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You guys have said plenty of other more likely characters from Capcom, but Ruby Heart is my favorite, and I love MVC2, my second favorite fighting game of all time.
Take you for a ride.
She's gonna take the competition for a ride. Yes, she will. I think for her mechanic is her down B is her doing like an assist me motion, like in Marvel 2, where she poses and then her tag team partner will appear and do a move. In her case, I have a Mingo and Sanson as the references, but if you want to go all out, you can put Morrigan if you want, you can put Hayato, you can put Ken. There you go, Ken returns as a summon. There you go. I put the Mingo and Sanson because they are the other OCs, and I think they fit Ruby Heart the best. So I put those three. Stage is the pirate ship. It can be like a traveling stage. In the background, you can see the other Marvel vs. Capcom 2 areas. It actually helps because since MVC2 made original stages, you can actually use them with no problems with Marvel copyright. So it actually fits really well. Soundtrack. Do I need to say more? It's freaking Marvel 2, man. Those
all of them.
Compositions.
All the songs.
All the songs. All of them. If you can get some from one, and from one I say like, oh, get the themes from the Capcom characters at least. No, Ryu's theme from one. If you want to get, if you could get like Zero's theme from 3, there you go. That would be awesome. In terms of some unique quirks, she would be like Ryu, where she's always Ryu, Terry, Kazuya, the fighting game characters, where she always looks forward. With 1v1, she always looks towards the character. So if the character is behind her, she immediately turns to the side. Kind of like Ryu. So it can help with command inputs. She would also have the command inputs as well. Costumes, it's the colors from MVC2. We would need to add at least 2 extra, but I'm not created enough. So one is the color to represent Morrigan, to represent Darkstalkers, and the other one is Tessa from Red Earth for some reason. To represent Red Earth.
Yeah, because.
Just because. And yeah, that's it for Ruby Heart. And then my final character.
Ooh.
This one is the big one. This one.
This is gonna be the last one, by the way.
Yeah. Like I said,
Master Chief has already been taken.
Yeah, but this one is my last character. This self-indulgent up to wazoo with this one. Not as much as Ruby Heart and Agumon. I do think this one is more likely, but it's one of the big icons of video games. Whether you like it or not, it is a big icon. The game is going to be 10 years old this year. And it's a game very dear to me. It's fucking Sans Undertale, guys. Come on.
Yeah, Sans Undertale.
Like, I did have some debate with myself if I would put Sans or Frisk. I ended up picking Sans just because of personal preference. But Frisk would work just as well, if not even better, because Frisk has even more potential for movesets if you really want to go out with the commands. And if you want to really include like a morality system of sorts where, depending on your actions, if you fight more, or if you dodge more, or do more special attacks, you can go either Pacifist Frisk or Genocide Frisk. You change the movesets completely there. Go right
most
ahead.
People would go Genocide because, you gotta fight.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
But I picked Sans just because the moveset's more simple to get around. It's fucking Sans Undertale. Memes all the way. Like, yeah. Like, it's right there, ready for the taking. And he's still relevant thanks to Deltarune, which Chapter 3 and 4 came out. They're amazing. Deltarune is amazing. It's amazing, guys.
I hear great things.
Yeah. It's big fiction, I tell you guys.
Big fiction.
So, what would Sans' costumes be?
One would be his regular blue costume. Then the other one would be a black and white costume to represent how he looks in the battle UI in Undertale.
Ah.
The other one would be colors for Papyrus. The Papyrus. The other one would be maybe Frisk and then Toriel's colors, so we can represent those characters. And then for a curveball, the other would be purple to represent Susie from Deltarune, green represent Ralsei from Deltarune, and then the last one, assuming it's only 8 costumes, could be a yellow one to represent Flowey. So there you go, like representing some characters that are important to Undertale and Deltarune respectively. Soundtrack, just ask Toby Fox, he'll say yes. He'll put the 101 songs from the soundtrack from Undertale there, and then he'll even add the 170 songs that are currently in Deltarune. It's okay. He'll say yes to everything.
He's giving Mario a run for his money in terms of number of music.
Remixes for Megalovania is already there, and it's a great remix. It's my favorite incarnation of the song, but remix of Battle Against a True Hero, Let's Go, Asgore. If you can get like a medley with Omega Flowey, you know, the neutral route boss fight, and then add finale there. Like,
ooh, that would be great.
Like songs, that's not even a point of worry. That would be amazing. First stage, the stage is, honestly, I think the hardest thing for me is really just picking a stage. I've seen some creative ideas. The battle UI itself could be a stage, kind of like the Picture Chat stage, yeah, and then the different characters appear in the background. But I would like one where you can have the character cameos, you know, the Papyrus, the Undyne, Frisk, Toriel, Alphys, Metaton, Inglorious 3D, like all the other stages in Ultimate, you know. That's something they really emphasize in Ultimate, like the stage background cameos, in any way, shape, or form. Especially like in the Fatal Fury stage. I want that, so maybe I would put Snowden as like the stage. I think it would be really cool because we have a lot of ice stages. We just have the one for Ice Climbers, I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, now that I think about it, yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's my last big character. Good old Sans fucking Undertale. Or Sans Deltarune. Nowadays.
Maybe it's the way you're dressed. What an interesting way to go out.
Yeah, Speed, you got a Tumblr sexy man in Smash.
There you go.
We're missing Nagito.
We need Nagito. If I had room for one more character, I would definitely put a Danganronpa rap. It would be Nagito. So we can have Nagito and Sans dancing together in the moonlight.
Hope.
Hope.
Yeah, we have Sephiroth with despair, so you need Nagito for hope.
For the hope.
Hope.
So for fun, I also counted. So in total, I have 72 veterans and 28 newcomers. Out of those 28, 18 are first party and 10 are third party.
I was a lot more tame. I only have 14 newcomers, and all the others are like are veterans. So yeah, I only cut 3 characters because I wanted to keep a lot.
So that's it.
And you, Klaus, how many newcomers do you have?
I didn't really. Let's see.
Count?
I didn't really do a good job of counting. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I had 19 newcomers.
19?
Yeah.
So I was the tamest. Klaus was moderate. Spring went all out.
I cut a lot of veterans, but I had a lot of newcomers. There we go. Perfectly balanced.
As all things should be. So any final thoughts on this whole thing before we wrap it up?
I did forget to say I want the Batter's Final Smash to be Bad Batter.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There we go. Cool. And then the screen goes white to represent purification. But yeah, that's it.
And people will have their eyes blinded just like how they do for the white theme of the Switch.
There we go. Ties back up.
Yeah.
That's for me. This was fun. It was nice to create our own dream rosters. I could definitely go. Again, I didn't want to cut any veteran. A lot of these did hurt to cut, like Roy, for example, and some others. But I had a lot of fun, like picking the characters. It was nice, like to see. I was curious to see what you guys are gonna come up with, and I see some characters I was not expecting for sure.
Yeah.
That whole tension with Dig Dug, for example, is a good example.
I was like, I definitely was more tame in terms of my choices, but that's because of how satisfied I am with the current roster. That these characters, I mean, some of these I don't even expect to ever join a Smash game because I decided, oh, Dream, whatever. I'll put Akuma, I'll put Boxers, I'll put Master Chief,
Master Chief.
Yeah, I added in some ones like Shadow and Leon, which would be cool. But besides that, yeah, no, this was a fun list to make, and I hope one of the characters I picked does join Smash.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
that's my mentality. At least one of the newcomers I picked, hopefully they'll show up. And hopefully it's Shadow.
Dante.
And hopefully it's Shadow for me.
Dante.
Either Shadow or Raymond. Those are my two most wanted.
For me, it's Dante. I hope he
Shadow Dante for me. I think Shadow feels the easiest and the most realistic.
Mm-hmm. And Leon would also be very cool if he actually made it, because Resident Evil really needs a character.
Yeah, and Leon is still as big as ever. We just had the Resident Evil 4 remake, so right there.
I send in my right hand to dispose of you. Your right hand comes off. Die, you worthless scum! Oh, I love this. And I love Smash. The Switch 2 recently came out, and while we don't really know anything about Smash's future for now, especially as Sakurai is working on Kirby Air Riders, Smash will eventually return. It's only a matter of time. And what form it will take, we don't know. But this list was only like a hypothetical, and I think it serves as a nice epilogue to the Super Smash Bros. Brawl commentary we had a few months back. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I thank Spring for coming up with the idea, and I thank both Spring and Klaus for joining me on this, even if my list ended up becoming pretty tame. And with all that said, see you guys next time. Later!
Bye.
Adios.